Just run.
Hi, welcome back, guys.
No, you gotta run. We're going to watch the Pro-Am.
Here we go.
We're going to see some PR locks. Let's go.
Max lock
All right,
time.
we're here. All right, guys. We just got to the Rainier Pro-Am. It's a sick show. It's really cool. It's like in Northwest or something. It's in the woods. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're about to do some max lock. And I'm really excited.
You
What
out
are we
of breath.
starting off with, though?
You out of breath?
Yeah, I'm fat, dude. Gee, come on. Why you gotta point it out? Hey, man, chill.
Yeah, so it looks like we're going to be seeing the 160-pound weight class for the women, also the
73
open.
kilos, brother.
And then the 105-kilo class for the men, that's 231.
That's right.
And the open. So we're going to be seeing a lot of really strong athletes this afternoon. I know we saw a lot of strong athletes this morning, but this is the next level.
Because they're pros, baby.
Yeah.
And so we're doing one class at a time. So we're just getting watched the 73s now, all two of them. We didn't have the most signups. However, both these athletes are fantastic. Sarah Johnson is up first, is in theory. She won the national title 2 years ago. So she's a national champion. And that was prior to the inauguration of the class being a pro class. Now she's a pro. Bailey is coming up first. Bailey's an amateur. And Bailey Packer is going to attempt 135 pounds as her opening log. By the way, there's no stop. They're just going to keep going till they want to. Bailey with a sweet and easy 135-pound opener. That's 62 kilos, baby. Let's
Very
go.
nice.
Now, Sarah is probably not going to touch a log until 175, 185.
She might just hit her last warm-ups here. I mean,
Yeah. Honestly, she's probably just going to warm up out in the field. That makes sense. We're at 155 now.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, some of the advantages I would imagine to kind of being able to do this event and warm up in the field is actually getting a chance to feel the log that you're lifting on, getting a chance to feel the crowd, what it's like, the looking at the actual ceiling you're going to be looking at, because that can play games with you sometimes. When we're talking about the pro level, little changes can make big differences in performance. And these athletes do their best to create variability in the training, but sometimes you can't simulate everything like a crowd.
No. And right now, Sarah just warming up easy. Her best log to date is 205 pounds. So she's looking to hit a PR. Maybe 100 kilos. We'll see. Very clean, easy finish. Beautiful split jerk.
Nice.
She must have a good coach, dude. That's wild.
Very smooth, very textbook.
I feel quite attached to both of these athletes. Sarah is my athlete. I have coached Sarah now for a number of years. And Bailey is my grand athlete. I'm her grand coach. So I coach her coach.
Okay,
So she's like my little girl out there, my little grandchild. And she's doing her best.
All right, latching that belt down.
Now,
Getting
the pro
everything all
divisions,
set.
you're going to see some, more technical know-how. You're going to see people manipulating the equipment a little bit more in good ways, metaphorical ways. Bailey with a very easy push press. Changing styles from a split jerk to a push press there.
Interesting.
Maybe she
man.
just works. Maybe she was a little bored. Maybe she just wants to play.
Yeah, maybe she's just getting a feel for it,
I find that with athletes who are learning the split jerk, like Bailey is, I know for a fact she's in the process of learning how to split jerk. They tend to keep their split consistent up until a certain point, and then they usually kind of revert back to what they know, which is usually a push press. If they're a strong man learning a split jerk versus a weightlifter learning strong man. So someone like Sarah, who's podiumed at Olympic lifting or at USAW Nationals before, so she was one of the best in the nation at the sport of weightlifting, she could keep that split pretty consistent even under heavier loads, right? And Bailey's in the process of learning that.
Absolutely. And so we have Sarah coming up to the bar. It looks like we have it loaded to 175 pounds. Very beautiful, clean.
Cash money.
Textbook press. Waiting for the down. A simple thumbs up. Just, yes.
Yes.
Easy enough.
Easy. Shout out to Larson Hare and Colton Rhodes in the chat and the live stream. A couple of pro strongmen, one from Canada, one from America. Love them both. What's up, fellas? Bailey out here now with 175 pounds. Now, I know that this is near her best, so we're in PR territory now for Bailey. Come on, Bailey, you can do this. Push. Okay, she just time. She can regather. Oh, she's choosing to stop. That's okay. Good job, Bailey. Good job, Bailey.
Excellent effort.
So because there's only two athletes now, Sarah has an option to keep going or stop.
And
she's-
she has won the event at this point because
Yep.
175 was lifted by Sarah, and then Bailey was not able to get the 175, so Sarah's won. It looks like Aaron Murray, the head judge, is out there chatting with Sarah to see where Sarah wants to go with this next weight jump and what the weight progression is going to be. So Sarah's actually looking over to you, I'm pretty
She
sure.
is. Let's see what Sarah wants.
Talk to coach. Always got to talk to coach because you know how it is when we get in the gym. Nah, I got
So they're going to chat real quick.
want to do it, but also too, this is one
I'd go
of
190.
6 grueling events, right? Want to make good choices. Want to have a good overall placing.
So I just helped Sarah pick her numbers. She's going to go 190 next. She already won the event, and we're going to go for a PR. So we're going to go to 190.
Is 190 a PR for
Nope.
her?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
But then we'll go to 205, which matches her PR. And then we'll throw 100 kilos on that bad boy, 220. And that would be a big
Okay.
PR. That'd be a 15-pound PR.
Excellent.
The best ever
Today's
is
the day?
205. Today's the day. We'll throw it out there. Commentating and coaching. You know what it's all. You've been there 1,000 times.
Oh, yeah.
I also think I think the two of us are the only active commentators in the sport who are also active international coaches in the sport. I think it's just me and you. Oh, and Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
Forgot. He does that.
Yeah, yeah. I thought you were going to say athletes, and I was like,
No, I'm not an
Yeah.
athlete. I'm not. I don't do
am I the only one that does all that?
Yeah, actually, you're the only, at least within the non-masters division, yes.
Okay,
You're the
okay,
only
there we
active
go.
one, yeah. Sarah Johnson going up to 190. That's big weight.
All right. 190 coming up.
She don't smoke this. So when those elbows go fast, she's usually in a good spot.
Oh, gorgeous.
Cash money from Sarah. Great
Gorgeous.
finish.
Sarah Johnson, everybody, great job.
Yeah, so she's calling for 205. Just like you said she
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
Crushing it. Holy cow, good job.
Yeah, it is one of those things where, and you know what? If you're an athlete who knows athletes who compete in the 73 kilo division or 160 pounds and they want a pro card, or they already are pros, let them know that this show is going on. The show exists because it is a shame. Because the reality is there are not opportunities for 73 pros. It doesn't happen.
Not many of them.
Well, there's none. None of the other pro-ams feature it. This is the only program that currently has a pro show for them individually. Now, this year, there will also be America's Strongest Woman for the first time for that class. But besides that, the only opportunity is official Strongman Games or Arnold Pro-Am, right? So with that being said, sign up. Do a show like this. You're going to win thousands of dollars, or potentially if you podium. Like it's worth your time and investment. And if you're an amateur and you do well and you podium, you get a pro card. It's amazing.
Does PSL have a 73?
If they do, I haven't seen it yet, but they could.
Oh, okay.
Right, it's certainly possible. PSL, another great opportunity for athletes within the weight classes.
Weight class,
Good
yeah.
stuff. Shout out to PSL.
Gonna crush this log afterwards.
But even let's assume PSL did. There's only two, right? We need more, and this is now one of them.
This is one of them.
Taylor Doxey.
All right, we're just taking a little bit of time for Sarah to rest up, make sure she's completely ready for this 205
You know what's
PR matching lift.
You know what's really cool about this? Both athletes are getting coached up by the current World's Strongest Woman in their class, Erin Murray. She is the current World's Strongest Woman for the 160-pound division.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty neat. Pretty neat.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the only 3-weight class world champion.
She is a 2-world. Actually, no, she is a 3-weight class because she won the Arnold Amateur and win that as a world title. You're right. So that she is a 3-weight class world champion. You're right. All right, Sarah Johnson going out there to match her best. 205 pounds,
All right.
93 kilo, I believe. Go and get her wrist wraps going.
Yeah, just getting everything all set.
Sarah Johnson moved from North Carolina across the country just to train at Dungeon full time. That's how much she believes in this gym and the power that it helps produce. Taking her sweet time, by the way, with those wrist wraps. Let's go, Sarah.
Got to get everything just right.
Just right.
Let's go, y'all.
Here we go. Great clean. Finding her balance.
And there's that really good chest position that you were talking about. You can see a little bit of daylight
She was
between
patient.
the clavicle and
Absolutely.
the log.
She's like, yeah, one more. 220.
100 kilos we're going for now.
220. Wow.
Now, what's
So that was
interesting
a
is,
PR tie, and that did not look like a PR effort.
well, she had a pretty good program, brother. That's all I'm saying.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
She's doing a great job here, and honestly, Sarah would not take last in the heavyweight pro women's show when it comes to this event. You know, she's really good at the overhead in particular, so I'm excited for her. I'm excited for her to hopefully get this PR. That's certainly the goal.
Absolutely.
All right, so she's going to take her time. 100 kilos, it's legit. That'd be a good barbell clean and press. Never mind a one on a log. All right, they're taking our time here. Now, what do you normally think about? What do you process when you're in the moment, waiting for your next lift? It's just you out there, because I know you've been there many a times. You're the last one out there for big overheads. What's normally going through your mind as you're waiting in between lifts?
I'm just taking a breath, feeling my body, paying attention to how I feel, keeping my composure, controlling the breathing, but mostly just relaxing. Just relax. Allow your body to take care of itself, because that's what it does, and just take a moment to be calm before you go out there and really exert.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I pay attention to. That's what I typically coach athletes to pay attention to. I may have one or two phrases or cues as I approach the implement that I'm lifting, be it a log or an axle or whatever, the things I need to work on at that particular time. And sometimes less is more. You focus all of your attention on one thing and you can get it done. If you focus all of your attention on two things, you might get both done reasonably well. You focus on 10 things, you probably get none of them done at all.
Right.
So.
And for you, what was the biggest axle you ever hit at 105? So those watching have a frame of reference for your ability in pressing.
Oh, outside of competition, I hit a 420, but
191 kilos at 105 body weight.
The thing that kills we're going to bring up ancient history. Yeah. The thing that kills me is I hit a 165 at 90 kilo.
Yeah.
And smoked it, and then called for 175, and I wanted 180 after that for the first double body weight ever.
Right.
And they wouldn't give me 175, so I had to call for 180 immediately.
Oh.
And took 180, got it above head.
Oh. So
and
close.
it was just like, it was way back in 2015, and I'm like, so part of me.
Here we go.
Part of me wants to cut back down and try it.
Let's go, baby. I support that Playboy.
All right, here we
Sarah
go.
Johnson walking up to 100 kilos on a log. This would be huge for the 73 class. This would make her, I would say, top 5, top 3 in the class for pressing ability if she were to do this. All right, Sarah Johnson.
So 100 kilos, 220 pounds.
Great clean.
Smooth clean, stabilizing, strong dip.
Push.
Hold it.
And she gets it, Sarah Johnson, with 100 kilos.
Very well done.
Let's
That's a good lift.
go. Easy money.
15-pound PR.
15-pound PR.
Probably a little more in the tank.
Yeah, she might have a 230 in there.
Yeah. That was gorgeous, but that is a big lift for the day, and I think that's a walk-away win.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
That's a
just
home run, baby.
That's just call it right there. Prep for the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
That was gorgeous.
Good for
gorgeous.
her. Come here.
Very well done.
Good job, sweetie. Love you. Good job. You're very good. Awesome pressing by Sarah and Bailey. Bailey with a very clean 155.
And next up, we're going to have the open female class, open women. There's going to be Taylor Dixie, Casey Croy, Jamie Booker, Tara Simmons, and Taylor. What's that one?
We have Taylor Gresovich.
Gresovich.
What's up, cameraman? What's up, baby? What's up? Excited. All right, this is going to be really fun. So this open divisions class is going to be fascinating because we have a lot of different stories happening here. We have some experienced athletes, some brand new athletes, some athletes with extraordinary potential, some athletes just coming into their own potential. So this division is going to be, in particular, very fun, I think, for me and for hopefully everyone else that's watching. I'm super excited to see Taylor Doxy lift. Taylor, as a open weight woman, has, I would say, her overhead is the event where she probably struggles the most. Mm-hmm. So her breaking into the 200-pound barrier would be really cool today. I would love for her to accomplish that and see that. But she's also a very experienced athlete. She's podiumed at Pro-Am shows. I believe she's also podiumed at Amateur Nationals. So she is a good pro. She's a quality pro. You know, 6'1", super strong, a mom of I think 4 or 5 children. So,
Well, here we go.
yeah, here we
Strong
go, Taylor.
mama.
And we're opening up at what weight? We got 175 pounds, it seems, for Taylor, opening weight.
She just ripped that thing
Okay,
up.
smooth, cash money for Taylor Doxey. Great lift.
She made that look very casual.
Yeah, really good work by Taylor Doxey. And coming up next, we should have, let's see here, Casey Croy. Casey Croy.
Passing. Tara. Tara's going to take it.
Looks like, so Casey passed, Jamie passed, Tara Simmons is up next.
Okay.
Or sorry,
Tara.
Simons.
Yep, Tara Simons. Another Dungeon RX athlete. Fantastically strong, coming into her own recently. Love seeing it.
175 pounds.
For those watching, this is Rising Bar. They have unlimited attempts, and they can pass as much as they'd like.
Yeah, but as soon as you miss,
It's a wrap.
it is over.
All right.
Strong drive, strong
Great
press,
press
hold
at
it,
her.
gets the down. Excellent work.
Tara, fantastic work. Easy 175-pounder.
Very well done.
She's going to take that. Look, if you buck. Let's go, ladies.
Anyway,
Is this
just knocking
Taylor?
and bucking. And we have Taylor Gresovich coming on out here.
Come on, Taylor.
Taylor, I believe, is also a pro. I want to say she podiumed at one of the pro-ams around the country. Got a pro card. Very strong. Easy
Very
press.
nice.
Oh,
So
there
gotta
we go.
hold it.
Nice little adjustment.
Little bobble.
And the thing, too, with the judging in particular for the Pro-Am show, because it is a pro show, because these ladies, 3 of these ladies are fighting to compete at North America's Strongest Man and Woman, right? The podium gets to go. So judging is going to be incredibly strict at this show because we have to send the best to represent Team USA because you're literally going to represent Team USA.
Absolutely, yeah.
Freedom, brother, let's go. And we got to show those Canadian what's up. I'm looking at you Canadians. You know, what's your name there, guy? Oh, yeah, Larson in the chat. I see you, pro-Canadian, who I also coach. All right, so we're taking a little bit of a break. We're going up in weight. It looks like we're probably going to go up to 195, if I had to guess. 20-pound jumps.
195 pounds.
Yep, 195 on the bar.
Yep.
Some of these ladies may pass. Like, for example, you know, we have, what's her name? Jamie Booker, for example. I believe Jamie wants to open at 260 or 240.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, Jamie has incredible potential. I said it on the podcast and reviewing of this show. In 3 to 4 years, Jamie Booker will win Roger Arnold. Guaranteed.
Ooh.
Her genetic potential is unbelievable. Her current strength now is already crazy. And here we go, Taylor Doxey. She redips. Ooh, she just needs to take her time. She can do this. We're at
Got time to
195
repick
pounds.
it and take another swing at it.
This is her current best. She can do this. Come on, Taylor.
Big drive and get under it.
Oh. Okay. So
Good effort.
she's opting stop. Great effort by Taylor. She got points on the board.
That's interesting that it was, it seemed so casual, just 20
yeah.
pounds lighter. It looked very sub-maximal.
I would agree. You know, it happens. You know, how sometimes people have that ceiling that it's just they're either amazing or they're just the wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here we go. I believe we have Casey Croy,
Yep.
her opening lift at 195 pounds. Ooh, wow, almost a strict press. Really, really strong. Casey's got them shoulders. Way to go.
Jamie, would you like this? Pass.
Jamie don't want it. Which honestly,
Tara
I think
Simons
Jamie
coming up
should
next.
take a few just to keep warm. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Personally.
yeah. No, I completely agree. I think it would be a mistake to not hit 200, 230.
Yeah. So this is
You know?
important for Tara here. Tara needs this to keep ahead of Taylor Doxey, otherwise she's sharing points. And she
that-
gets it.
That
Wow.
looked very smooth, very easy.
Taylor showing up today.
She'll be up for another one.
Again, another dungeon member, super strong. Just kind of recently finding her own strength in incredible ways.
Yeah, you got it.
We have Taylor up next. Gresovich.
Yep, Taylor Gresovich.
All right, here we go, Taylor.
All right, we're at 195 pounds. We're at 89 kilo for those that are watching overseas. Very clean. Strong shoulders.
Yeah, strong
And
through the
sweet.
shoulders. A slightly out front finish. It looks like she has some tightness in the shoulders or potentially lats. Somewhere in there, it's kind of preventing her head from coming through all the way.
Yeah. Just very strict judging. The standard is extraordinarily high, especially if Erin Murray's judging you. She's not going to let you.
She's not going to let you slide on anything. So that was a tough one.
That was tough. That was tough. It was just on the border.
Yep. Nope. So we still got 3 left. We got Casey Croy, Jamie Booker, and Tara Simons.
That's right.
And we'll be seeing them in that order, given they all take this next weight jump, which should be right around 215.
Yeah, 215, right? Is that where we're going? 215, 215,
205.
205. Okay.
Switching to 10
So now we're
jumps.
going to lesser jumps. Okay, 205. That's about 93 kilo.
So Casey waves it off. She says no.
Jamie's gonna
wants
finally
it.
hit one.
That is a good call. That's
Jamie,
a very good call.
I think so too. Very tall athlete. I think from judging from looking at, I think she's about 6'2", 6'3". Incredibly tall athlete.
Absolutely.
Both her parents were basketball players, so it turns out. So height runs in the family.
Yeah, and incredibly strong. I got a chance to meet her the other day, and also just came off very like a nice person.
Yeah, very chill pickle. I would describe her as.
Yeah.
Out here, hopefully destroying this in a good way.
Wow.
Lots of power. A lot of power off the chest in particular. Funny enough, I would say her leg drive utilization could probably be more optimized.
Yeah.
But the power off her chest is incredible with her shoulders.
I would agree. Yeah, it looks like she's looking back to her coach.
Yeah,
and
her
holding
coach
up
is competing
7.
in the Pro-Am today as well, on the Pro Show. All right, Tara's out here. This is huge. If Tara gets this, she's in the hunt.
Yeah, 215 in the lap and on the shoulders. Here we go. I got to hold it.
And she gets it.
Very nice.
And she gets that rep. Way to go,
Very
Tara. And
nice.
she's got more. She's got more in her.
Yeah. Yeah, typically if we're seeing a true max and you get that kind of wobble, you lose it.
Right. I completely agree.
She's able to wobble and then recover
Yeah.
and still hold it. Excellent composure. And it looks like we're going to have Casey Croy up next.
Oh, yeah. Casey Croy, damn near strict pressed her opener at 195. We're at 205 now.
Are we? I think we just flipped plates. Yeah, it looks like
now
we're
we're going
going
up.
up to 215.
Okay, 215. That's great. It's about 97.5 kilo.
There you go.
All right, Croy. Let's see what you got, buddy. Casey Croy, 215 pounds.
Yeah, to the lap. Good contact,
Oh,
strong, clean.
whoa.
Little space right
She
there. That
damn
was-
near could viper it like that.
Yeah,
Casey Croy is strong. Casey Croy is strong.
very nice lift. Very
Honestly,
nice lift.
I almost would have. The way that she turned over so violently, she could have just kept going.
I was going to say the same thing. It might even behoove her to start practicing that Viper because
I would agree.
It looked like she had so much power right there.
Right.
It looked like she had more drive out of the clean
Than her dip and drive.
the actual dip and drive.
I completely agree. That was a violent finish on that clean, and it was really good. It was genuinely good.
Just bow.
All right,
Very
so we're at
nice.
215. Not a lot of turnaround for Tara here. Tara Simons.
And it looks like Jamie is electing to wave off her attempt.
Yep. So Tara's going to take her time. The judges are giving her more time because at this point, there's really only 3 athletes left. There's no need to rush. You know what I mean? He does not have to rush. She should take her time with this.
215 pounds. Let's go.
So Tara Simons approaching the bar. I believe this would be a PR for her.
This, I most definitely would be a PR.
Again, we got 215 on the bar.
Let's go, Tara Simons. Local lifter, proud member of Dungeon Strength.
Great clean, nice and stable.
Pushing.
She got to stay with it. It's got to come up and back if she wants to finish that. It's hanging out
It's
front.
got to
on her.
go back.
Up and back. She got to get through.
So
That's
close.
real close.
What a wonderful
That was
good
a
attempt.
yeah,
Very good, Tara.
that will be going up very shortly.
I think she already exceeded her expectations
Yeah.
with that 205, so good for her.
She will be hitting 215 here probably in the next month or two whenever it comes back up in training.
Exactly. So we have 2 athletes remaining. Both are converging with their coaches to get attempts.
We have a Casey Croy and a Jamie Booker.
That's right.
So-
What were you saying? Go ahead, bud.
I was going to say, so head ref Aaron Murray is headed out there checking with both the athletes, seeing if there's a particular weight they want, so we don't just have to change
Waste
10
time.
pounds, both of them wave it off, change 10 more pounds, both of them wave it off. We just get exact weight jumps that they want.
So it looks like they're discussing the weight picks. They're gonna have to wait with the weights they've already put on.
So if you were, if you are Casey or Jamie's coach, what do you do at this point?
So the reality is Jamie is going to win this event, right? So if I was Casey's coach, I would tell her, you're done. You already have second place locked up. This other athlete's going to win. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just keep it going. Let's just move. Let's go to the other event. Now, if you're Jamie's coach, I'd be like, okay, let's just throw on a weight that this person can't hit. Just get it done. Just, you know what I mean? So I would jump to 245, 265, something like that, and just get her done.
I would do something very similar. I'd make either a small or aggressive jump, just depending on what the other athlete,
Yeah. If the ability was
suggested.
close, maybe closer jump.
But I agree with your assessment. Like, Jamie is a very, very strong presser. It's going to be hard for both of them are really strong pressers, but it's going to be hard for Casey to pull this one out.
Yeah. Jamie's just going to win the press, and that's fine.
Incredible. Give it up for Jamie Booker.
All right. Easy press there at 225.
So what I probably would have tried to do if I were Casey's coach was push it up as high as
I would have
as
gone.
high as you
Let's
could
go to
comfortably.
240 and make that other athlete
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Or even past the other one's ability.
So it looked like that's exactly what she did. So
Yep.
her coach did the old, turnaround. He made Jamie go out for an attempt she didn't really need to do, and then they bailed.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that is it for our log for the open women and 73 kilo women. So basically, the women are done. We're going on to the 105 pro division, which we have a whole bunch of men. For whatever reason, we don't have spaces between last names on our sheet, but it's fine. We have Melvin Mwamba, we have Tristan Lee, Gabe Deal, Matthew Montgomery, Spencer Heiss, Tyler Buxton, local boy, Jacob Ferry, very good talent out of
Very
Oregon,
good, yeah.
and Damian Capadoni.
Excellent.
Capadoni, how you doing over here?
I recognize many of these names.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch these guys duke it out.
Great athletes, great competitors.
And they get to lift on a little bit different log. For the people that weren't here with us in this morning session, why are they lifting on a silver log? What's going on
Let me
here?
tell you about this log, brother.
What is
Let me tell
that?
you about this log.
What is that
This
hunk of
is
junk
the
out there?
IFSA World Championship log. Let me tell you about the athletes that have pressed on this log. Raymond Bergmanis, first
dat?
guy to ever press 400 pounds on a log.
Oh, that's
And
who
it was
that
a split jerk, by the way. Anyway. Zadrina Savickas, you might have heard of him.
Maybe.
Misha Klaklaev, kinda good. Travis Ortmeyer, Texas boy. We've had every athlete, Brian Shaw has pressed on this log. All the best and the greats of the late 90s and early 2000s used this literal equipment at the IFSA World Championships when IFSA was the true world title of the sport for 3 years. It can be considered the true world title of the sport during that initial split between World's Strongest Man. This equipment was purchased by Dungeon Strength, specifically Lucas Hatton, to incorporate into this show. So for these athletes, getting to press on this is it's like getting to use the Declaration of Independence as a notepad. It's pretty cool, historically speaking. It's a good time. So the open men, or in this case, pardon me, the 105 kilo pro show, they're starting at the log, which is 105 kilos empty. It's 231, and they can choose to hit that or just go up from there. And we have some balling athletes in this division who are going to hit some big weights. Matthew Montgomery in particular, is an outstanding Olympic weightlifter with a 200 kilo clean and jerk. So expect some monster weights out of him. He's probably going to win the event, but hey, you never know. It's his first ever strongman show, and he's in the pro show. So we're going to find out. He's obviously an amateur trying to gain his way. He's going to Zach McCarley of the show. Basically, try to win every other event that isn't deadlift and somehow still win. He's going to Zach McCarley the show. That's what Monty's trying to do. Pretty accurate, right?
I mean, I can't dispute that.
Yeah. It tends to work out for the real good ones.
I will say that I do think it's going to be a very competitive show today.
Oh, yeah.
I also agree with you. I think Matthew Montgomery is going to put up a tremendous number on the log.
I think so. And Jacob Ferry. Jacob Ferry's got some great pressing power.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see him. Someone like
Jacob has been getting better and better.
Oh,
I've been seeing him over the last couple of
absolutely.
years just progressing
Yeah, bud.
steadily. His deadlift is exceptional. I would be very surprised if, I just looking at the field, I think he's probably going to win the deadlift.
it's either him or Melvin.
Yeah,
Right? Those two are great pullers.
I've seen them both pull. Like my call would probably be Jacob.
Sure.
But I think Matthew Montgomery is going to be the one to watch in this field for the log.
I think so too. And for someone like Gabe Deal, it's the exact opposite situation. Gabe Deal might be the most well-rounded strongman here in this class.
Yeah.
He's actually the only pro, one of two only pros here.
Yeah.
But really not proficient at pressing. So he's got to make up points after this. He has to be consistent. And Melvin Mwamba is up on the screen first. For the for the tech team listening in, Noah Bond, are you listening in? Can we get spaces between first and last names on the screen, please? Yeah. Got it. Just like that? Okay.
So it looks like Melvin is good for his lift. Very casual. Very simple lift for him. It looked like he was really comfortable with this piece of equipment. In the morning session, we did see a little bit of difficulty with this particular piece of equipment, and I do wonder if that will impact some of these athletes. This is a slightly slicker log than a lot of these athletes are used to. You see many of these athletes coming out with a competition shirt and a few coming out with a non-competition shirt. That was a gorgeous push jerk.
You love you a good push jerk.
I do.
You're such a push jerk fan.
I do. Tristan just killed that push jerk.
Yeah.
That was gorgeous.
So that was Tristan Lee smoking 100 and in this case 10 kilos. It's 242.
Yeah, next up
Tyler
would have been
Buxton.
Gabe Deal. He waved it off. Matthew Montgomery waved it off. Spencer Heath waved it off. Tyler Buxton is up next from
Tyler Buxton's a local boy.
Yep,
We love him
Bremerton
dearly.
area.
Exactly. And he's been viscose like 5 different times to getting a pro card. Then hopefully this weekend is his weekend.
very smooth and simple push press right there.
But one big difference between this year and last year. Last year, the whole podium got pro cards. This year, only the highest ranking amateur.
Oh, I was
It's
unaware of
one
that.
pro card.
Oh, I was unaware of
So
that.
there's going to be a dogfight to the end.
Okay, yeah. Here's Jacob.
Jacob Ferry.
Very nice. He
Nice
likes to
effort.
lay that head back like you were mentioning in this morning session.
He does like the layback. It's not my favorite technique, but for athletes that are proficient in the shoulders, specifically the pecs, they tend to favor it.
Yep, yeah. If athletes are going to have a little bit more of a laid back and not so much of a push jerk or even a split, and you're going to see all kinds of different ways of pressing. I guess we should have mentioned in this morning's session. I like to keep that one a little more basic, this one a little bit more technical. But we have a weight change coming up.
And like I said, back in 2005, the legends
And back to the top, the first person that gets a crack at this is going to be Melvin Mwamba.
Melvin Mwamba. We're out here at 240.
and these guys are getting the press it and be
Right here, 264. It's 120 kilos. 120 kilos on that log for those tuning in. For my Europeans and Canadian brethren, kilos. All right. Now, Melvin is pretty phenomenal with the rest of the events. He's been at official strongman games. He's been nearly top 10 in the world a number of times in the 105 kilo class.
Really strong athlete.
Very strong. Yeah. Pressing is not his forte. So for him, this event is about damage control for the majority of the weekend.
I think he's going to hit a PR today, though.
That's the goal.
I really think he's going to hit a PR.
Absolutely. Anything over 145 kilos, I believe, would be a PR for him.
I think you are correct. I want to say his PR is somewhere between 305 and 315.
So right on that dot. Yeah, exactly. I know he wants 150 kilos, 330 pounds. Mm-hmm. Like you saw him attempt that in the gym not that long ago.
Yep. Yeah. It was rested up and ready like he is today. I think he's fully capable of it.
I think so too. Here we go. We have Tristan Lee, 120 kilos, 264.
And just a gorgeous
the
push
Zach
jerk.
McCarley push jerk. Gets him so excited. Fun
well,
fact.
I definitely can't lift it that high, so I don't know if you can call it mine.
Right. Funny enough, I'm actually not a push jerk fan.
It is, you know.
For certain folks, it's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Gabe Deal opening attempt here at 120 kilo, 264. It is not 265 listed on the screen. It's actually 264, but it's okay. Because we're in kilos, baby. We don't do fives.
That was a great lift from Gabe Deal. Matthew Montgomery waves off his attempt. Spencer Heath waves off his attempt, and we go to Tyler Buxton.
Tyler Buxton coming out for 120 kilos, 264 pounds. I suppose with the clips we could call it 265, right? Why not?
You better.
Okay.
Those are half pound.
Half-pound clips?
Those are
Okay.
half pound calibrated.
Oh, and calibrated.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. How
They cost
fancy.
$500 each.
Per.
Here we go. Tyler,
Oh,
very
look at
smooth.
that power off the chest by Tyler Buxton. Incredible. And what he's learning really quick, for those guys that keep their chin neutral on the IFSA log, it will scrape and rip your chin. You have to look up during the clean.
Yeah.
He just learned that really quick. You start grabbing his face after.
Yeah.
Here we go, Jacob Ferry.
Great posture when he starts that clean.
Oh, he's
Very
also got
strong
incredible
push.
power,
Holy
yeah.
cow. That looked better than the last one.
It really did. His Ferry is coming along, man.
That looked gorgeous.
So none of these gentlemen are taking 120 now. They're all passing. We're all going up now. I believe it's 130 kilos now, 286 pounds.
Yeah, Damien waved it off. They're going up. First up, again, is going to be Melvin Mwamba.
Who is this gentleman closest to us?
That is Damien, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Capadoni.
Capadoni with the tattoos. He's got a scorpion on his neck, brother.
He does.
My man don't come to play.
That is true.
Now, Zach McCarley, the greatest 105 in American history. What is your best log, Max?
I want to say in competition I hit a 355. It might have been a 345 a long time ago.
Okay.
In training, I hit a 375. But I was a little heavier. I was a little out of, in my opinion, I was a little out of range.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I was out of range at I was probably 250 at the time.
To consider yourself a 105, you felt a
Yeah.
little too girthy.
I think
Although 250 is actually not wild. A lot of dudes make
it's
stuff
not.
in there.
Yeah, it's not wild, but like, it's a different animal to show up on the day of and be at weight the day prior, and like I think that is a different animal altogether.
Absolutely.
And if you've been 250 for like 2 months and you hit a big number, that's a different thing
It's
than
true.
to be 250 the day after weighing in at 231.
Yeah, that's fair.
So again, this is the 105 class. It's the 231.4 pound weight division. And it's all loaded up. Melvin Mwamba's chalking up. It looks like he's going to take this weight right here. I believe we have...
130 kilos, 286.
There we go. That's the one.
Got you, baby. We'll update that screen in a few moments. We're at 286 on the screen there, and our tech team's got it. Don't you guys worry. Look at how fast that was. I didn't have to say it.
Pow. All
right, Melvin. Now, this is an important lift for Melvin. He's got to nail this. It's
Yep.
going to set him up for the weekend. That clean was a little slower than I liked.
I like his readjustment on the chest, though. He gave a little readjustment, a little extra rotation.
That pop almost you're referring to.
Yeah, I like that he did that. And you got to get a little separation when you do that with the grip shirt, because the grip shirt can sometimes kind of hold it in a position that you don't necessarily want.
Right.
It does its job too well sometimes.
Absolutely.
We have a couple athletes out here with grip shirts, and the majority
Almost
of
all of
athletes...
them, actually. Besides
We have
Tyler
one, two,
Buxton.
three.
Tyler Buxton's the only one without a grip shirt.
I only see 3 of them right now with a grip shirt, but is that... Well, oh, no, sorry. Damien's on the far end.
Yeah, all of them got grip shirts except for Tyler.
Very nice work,
Great
Tristan.
press.
And I believe I misinformed you. I think this is Spencer Heath that's close to us.
Okay. We have Gabe Deal coming up next
I think
without a
it's-
grip shirt.
Yeah, I think it's Damien on the far left side. On the far right side, I believe it's Spencer Heath. We have Gabe up now. This is Gabe Deal with 286. Smooth, clean, strong
Good
press.
press. Way to
He
go.
just presses at a steady pace.
It's just consistent.
You know,
He's kind of like
yeah.
half Thor's deadlift. His
Yeah.
60 kilo looks like 360 kilo.
Yeah.
It's just the same speed
Yeah,
every time.
just steady.
All right, so here we go. We have Monty. We have Mr. Matthew Montgomery coming out here for his, it's called his opener. 130 kilos.
Yeah, very strong weightlifting background.
Yeah.
Has clean and pressed over 200 kilo.
Podiumed at
Snatched-
nationals.
Yeah, snatched over 150 if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Podiumed at
And-
weightlifting nationals specifically.
Yeah, he's gonna pop this sucker up, and I think he's just gonna just murder this split real quick.
Yeah, he's just really
Yeah.
good at this.
So that is past crispy.
Dude, it burnt,
extra
baby.
crispy.
It's that we're touching the surface of the sun.
Sizzling.
You know what I'm saying? We're sizzling. Yeah, we're no longer measuring things in Fahrenheit. You know what I'm saying, Playboy?
Nah,
It's Kelvin.
Nah,
We're Kelvin.
At least.
You know chemistry, right? No.
What's that?
All right, so we have Spencer Heath out here with 286 pounds on the log. Oh, lots of power. Lots of power off the chest. Almost took him off balance.
Oh, and he didn't get it down on
So
that.
his feet weren't together, and the judge made him get his feet together.
Wow,
He actually
that is-
didn't need to bring the log back down. He just needed to bring his feet together. So it was a little bit of a mistake on Spencer's part.
Yeah,
but
that's-
thankfully, he's got a whole lot of power.
Yeah, and you can see him checking the sides. He's like, is that the same way?
Yeah,
This is a difficult log.
Yeah, for him, it just felt a little funny.
Yeah, this log in particular is very challenging.
It is. It is a difficult log. And if you're not used to pressing on it, it feels very foreign, to simply put.
Yeah, it has really low cuts on the handles. You can't really lever the forearm against it to assist in the clean.
Yeah,
it's
Mr.
very slick. The cutouts are kind of cutting into your chin. Tyler
Buxton. So he was drifting forward during
Yep.
that very good press. He has to hold steady.
Yep.
Aaron Murray will not give gimmies. There you go. Better rep. And he got a nice double. He's good for it.
Yep. Good warm up. Good warm up
Yeah.
for him. Yeah, we gotta maintain that very high judging standard.
Right.
And the athletes know that they're accountable to those standards.
Yeah.
They know that if they put it down before the down call, they got to do it again. You
And
saw no fuss from Tyler over that.
And look at that. And great
Very
adjustment.
nice.
Little bobble at the top.
Yep.
Very held strong.
It looked like it was just a little balance issue. It didn't look like it was strength.
It looked like it was just like depression of the scapula. Like he went so far up that he lost the compression and went
Yeah.
back and settled. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So here we go. We have Mr. Damian Capadoni on screen here. 130
Yep.
kilos. His opening log, actually. 286 pounds. And yes, Tim Grimstead on the live stream. That is Aaron Murray judging. Oh, nice power jerk.
Yeah. Very
There we
nice.
go.
Good
There we
discipline.
go.
Very good discipline, especially for an opening lift.
Totally.
You know,
Totally.
sometimes that opening lift can kind of hang you up a little bit, but that was gorgeous.
Yeah, great log press. But I think what you'll end up finding with this log in particular is that the clean is going to take it out of the athletes far more than the actual pressing. Especially individuals who tend to clean with their hips going forward, meaning they thrust upward in a glute bridge-like fashion from lat position to standing. Those who are more glute dominant will struggle on this log even more. Those that stay back and behind the log with their center of mass and stand through their quads, then finish violently with their glutes, will have a much more successful press or opportunity to press on
And
this
I would-
log in particular.
Honestly, I would say in general, I like that style better.
Same.
For
More of a
just-
squat-based clean. I agree.
Absolutely. Initiating with the legs, bringing the hips under the log just as soon as it passes the hips, and
Right.
allowing you to finish, change your torso angle, and more roll the log up an inclined plane versus
Right.
trying to lift it up a cliff.
Right, because if you lean back too early coming out of the hole of the lat position, you have essentially ruined every opportunity to get any more leg drive potential. And once the glutes are cooked or extended in that position, there's no more drive.
Absolutely.
So this is a huge lift for Melvin. He needs this for his weekend. It's 140 kilos, 308 pounds. This will decide his weekend.
I think he's good for it. Let's
I
see.
think
it.
so too. Come on, Melvin. It's just
Yeah.
clean. It's just that clean. Exactly what we just talked about.
He's got to get a big drive and finish the press. Head through.
Amazing.
Very nice.
Good for him.
Very nice work from Melvin right there. So he shrugs it off, waves,
Very good.
smiling, big
Very
smile.
good. And you saw that clean. That's like, so he did exactly the thing we're talking about not to do, which is just throwing the hips at it. But fortunately, he has the shoulder power to finish.
Yeah, he got hung up a little bit on that clean, but just stuck with it. We have Tristan Lee up next. His last repetition was a tough one. We'll see how
was.
this one goes.
Another Dungeon Strength member representing the gym. Great clean. Oh, no power. He immediately, so at the bottom of his first dip and drive, he immediately exhaled and he lost his brace.
Yep.
He needed to take a second, rebreathe, and then get it.
And I would say, I'm going to have to see it in this angle again because we're at the profile angle, but it looks like his feet are a bit narrow for his frame, honestly.
It does. He's a large man.
Yeah, he's got a very large frame.
Good attempt by Tristan. Just a heavyweight.
Yeah. 305 is not light.
308.
Oh, sorry, 308.
308, baby.
Right.
Come on, it's 140 kilo.
Okay.
Come on.
All right. Here we go. Gabe Deal.
Gabe, now this is also something that will be a big weight for Gabe. I expect he really wants this and probably the attempt after.
I love that pick and clean. He's just like, he just ripped it off the ground.
Here we go, Gabe. Stick with it, buddy.
Gotta
Stick
get
with
his
it. He
head
has to stay
through.
steady.
Gotta
No, he's
hold it.
drifting. Aaron Murray's going to make him wait, and
Ooh.
he gets it.
That was very well
Wow.
done. Very impressive work.
It was drifting on him, and he was waiting for it, but the judge wouldn't give it. He did a great job of rebalancing himself.
Patiently put that head through.
Right.
Montgomery is up right now. Monty, as he likes to go, is Matthew Montgomery.
Yep.
Monty's going to smash this
I
weight.
think he's going to put on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will go as heavy as needed.
Yeah. Now, for him, what might be interesting in terms of difficulty would be clean.
His last clean was really crisp.
It
though.
was.
I think he's doing a really good job getting his forearms as low as he can and creating contact on there.
Oh,
the
so
press is no problem.
snappy. Goodness.
The press appears to be no problem for him.
I agree. Now, to be perfectly honest, I would rather Monty, once he gets to that lap position, kind of elicit more of a reactionary style clean. So you get that brace, you pick, you squat down, and use that stretch reflex of the hip complex, and then immediately go into that front rack position, as opposed to just hanging out in the bottom. I tend to find that the laxicity of that position over periods of time starts to diminish your ATP potential. So that energy you need for that maximum overhead. But that's just me, baby.
Yeah, in general, I would agree. I really like, well, let's
Spencer
talk
Heiss
about
here.
Spencer Heiss right
Spencer
here.
Heiss, rather, with a very beautiful
Very
press.
nice. He's good for 308.
Really good job, Spencer.
Tyler's going to take it as well.
Next up, Tyler Buxton.
Quick brief shout out to Cerberus Strength for sponsoring this event and giving us all the crash pads that we need to make sure that these athletes are safe and this event is run smoothly. I noticed many of the athletes here using a Cerberus Strength grip shirt. Highly
I'm just
recommend.
noticing that. And knee sleeves and,
And
elbow
knee
sleeves.
sleeves. A
wrist
lot of red
wraps.
out in this field. Let's go, Cerberus. Oh, hold it, Tyler. Hold it, Tyler.
Oh, no.
He's got to keep pressing back. This
Yeah,
is why.
that is a bad habit. That's
It's a habit of an athlete
yeah.
that's used to local shows. Not that he's
Or-
used to it, but or just training without pausing at the top.
yeah, it's just one of those things that you have to practice. You
Press,
have to
oh,
practice
Tyler.
it. And that, if I'm not mistaken, terminates his attempt.
He's done.
And that is especially tough because that was an oopsie that was avoidable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I'm going to recommend that we double up the length of these crash pads, actually.
I think that's a wise decision. I think that's a very good
I'm going
suggestion.
to... Hold on one moment.
Yeah, you go do that. All right, so next up we have Jacob Ferry coming up on the 308. A very strong press from his last attempt. Great clean position. Good adjustment on the shoulders. Good press. He's slightly forward.
He's going to hold. He's going to hold. And a
Very
great
nice.
judging and great pressing by Jacob Ferry.
Damien's going to take this as well. All right, there you go, buddy. Go.
So we are doubling the length of these crash pads because, again, these pieces of implements are incredible. Have incredible historic significance in the strength sports as a whole, not just strongman. So we're going to protect them, make sure that they're okay.
Yeah. Next up we have Damien Capadoni. His opener being 286, 20 pounds lighter than this, it made it look really crisp, really clean, not
harder
too tough.
clean, harder clean on this. But such a beautiful power jerk.
Yeah,
Damien.
that is really nice. You can see he actually has a rip in his grip shirt.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah, I don't know if that just occurred or what, but there's a little rip on the front of his grip shirt towards the belt. So hopefully that didn't pinch him or cut him up too bad.
So now we are going up to 150 kilos. That'll be 330 pounds on the dot.
This is going to separate some people, I
The
think.
boys and the men now. The boys and the men.
Yeah, there's going to be a tough one for several people here. And honestly, it's a. Oh wait, looks like we might be. Are we adjusting to 319?
Oh, so we're going to 145 kilos then. Okay, so
There
we're
we
at
go.
145,
Okay.
which would be
Okay.
319 pounds.
I think this will still be tough for some people. I think the 22-pound jump would have been a large jump for a lot of the athletes out here. I think this one, we're still going to see some people making
And
this,
I bet-
and it's going to be a fight.
I bet maybe 3/4 of the men take this. Maybe just one or two. We'll skip it.
I don't think anybody's going to skip this, honestly, except for maybe Monty.
Sure, I can see Monty skipping it, but
Yeah.
we'll find out. I guess depending on how many make it, because if let's say everybody missed, then
Yeah.
Monty will hit it and win.
Yeah. And I believe this is a PR for Melvin, a PR attempt.
It's either a PR. I think it might be over his PR by like 2 or 3 kilos, like just barely over. Which is, hey, that's a PR, baby.
yeah,
let's
no,
go.
PR is a PR.
Come on, Melvin. Melvin
go.
Miwumba from Zambia, now representing Team USA.
I really want him to get this.
I do too. I really
want
do.
him to get this. Okay. Very smooth to the lap. Good position. Stronger clean.
Okay, better
Stronger
clean. He can
Good
do
adjustment
this.
on the shoulders.
Come on, Melvin.
He's got to get
Up
a
and
big
back,
drive.
brother. Push.
That looked better
Wow,
than the
better
last
press.
one.
Better press.
Excellent discipline.
Let's go,
Excellent
Melvin. That was
discipline.
a PR.
Yes.
Phenomenal work, Melvin.
Oh, that was fantastic. He made the adjustments he needed to.
He did.
It didn't sap him as much from
No.
the clean.
Much more efficient.
Man, that was just so much more crisp. And that make, I think he's in the running for 150 kilo.
He could. So now we have our boy Gabe Deal out here. This is a big lift for Gabe. This would be a heavier weight for Gabe.
I
Easy
love
clean.
that clean. I love that. Just pick and clean immediately. Go straight to it. Big push. It's a little out front.
He
Take
can
a
do
breath.
it though.
Yeah, I think
He's got to
take a
nail
breath.
that line though.
Yeah, his clean isn't sucking a lot of energy out of him because
No.
he's not under tension for very
Well,
long.
his back is so strong.
Yeah.
319 pounds.
There we go. Big
on,
drive.
Gabe.
It's got
You
to be
can do
up
it.
and back.
Drive, Gabe. Drive. Oh, it's just a little much on the day, and that's
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Great effort for Gabe. He went
That
up to
was-
140 kilos. Nailed that
Very good
308.
effort. Very good effort.
Pass. My man, Spencer.
Yeah, some Monty passes.
Yeah, that's what I figured from Monty, and,
Yeah.
and a couple other gentlemen also pass as well.
319.
Good. So Spencer Heese
Spencer Heese is-
looking like he's going up.
Look, yeah, I'm going to say Heiss, Spencer Heiss, I think his name is.
For some reason, I feel like it's
Is it
Heese,
Heese?
but
Let's go Heese.
whatever it
We'll
is,
stick
if
with
somebody
Heese.
in the comments knows,
Yeah, let us
hit
know if you
up.
know Spencer. All right, so 145 kilos, 319 pounds. Great stuff.
Let's go, Spence. 319 on the wall, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. I personally think he's good for it.
I think he is as well. Actually, I think this 5 kilo jump was a really pleasant jump for a lot of these athletes.
Okay, great clean. He's finding center balance, center of gravity. Oh,
Took a
he
couple
over
breaths.
dips.
He took a couple breaths. He has a really deep dip, though. I will say he's losing it out front just a little bit.
He needs to
gotta
put it
find
down
the
and
center.
regroup. I would put it down and regroup. Okay.
That's a
Okay, he's
tough
going to
one.
pass. That was a very good attempt. I do genuinely think if he had another opportunity, he'd probably get it.
Yeah.
But he just tended to exhale a little too much on that first dip, and he lost that stability.
I agree. I think that there was some breathing on the chest, and that that really compromised the brace position.
All right, Jacob Ferry. Big lift for him.
Jacob here. 319. Let's go, Jacob.
All right. Love that clean. Love it.
He's just gonna pop that right up.
Okay. Oh.
Oh,
He just needs to hold. That was a very good attempt, but he just needs to hold.
yeah. So it's kind of. It's just looking like when his head comes through, he tends to come forward. He's really got to hold that position and focus on keeping that log back as his head comes through. That looked even better.
Wait. Now he gets it. Good. And a little leg flare for the people. I'm going to go ahead and assume that was a PR
That
from
was
Jacob
very well
Ferry.
done.
Very
well
good
done.
work by Jacob.
And to come out and hit it a second time within
Right.
that 30 seconds,
Yeah, that's confidence right there.
that was fantastic.
Yeah, that's an athlete that's also like well practiced. You can only do something like that when your technique is phenomenal, right?
Absolutely.
So good job,
That was,
Jacob.
Yeah, and his adjustment to the technique was perfect.
Right, exactly.
He did exactly what he needed to do. He allowed the log to come up and back. He noticed that it was out front in the entire time on the last one.
Now we're going to 150 kilos. There'll be 330 pounds on the dot. Which, what's interesting, if you go back and watch the IFSA World Championships back in 2005, when this Max was featured, some of these 105s have already beaten some of the open men back in that year at the World Championships for strongman in the open division. which is pretty cool.
Sometimes in the gym, the ceiling isn't like this. Right?
So we're starting back at the top of the lineup again because we just had a weight change. We got 330 on the bar, and Melvin Mwamba is up. I believe the last weight was a PR, and now we're 11 pounds heavier. That's 5 kilos. We got 330 on the bar again. And I think he's got it. If he stays in the groove, he has it, period.
I think it'll be maximal, but he could nail it. He could do it.
You can throw your depth perception off when you're doing the lift.
If he lifts it like his last attempt, he will get it.
Quick shout out to EPH Hale. Oh, here we go. All right. All right, Melvin Mwamba. Let's get it, buddy. Now, this is the number he wants. This is the number he's been talking about all prep. He did just hit a minor PR, but he's been talking about this.
Here we go.
Okay.
Nice.
Now he yells. He lost
clean.
a lot of brace in that yell. A clean. Oh, he's shaking his head. Oh my
Push
goodness.
it. Hold
Oh my
it.
goodness.
Hold it. Head
Oh my
through.
goodness. No! Melvin was so close. Oh, such a beautiful attempt. Will he try again? Okay. He's going again. He's going to make sure that the mats are good.
I think Aaron is yelling no time.
He's out of time?
is
Okay.
up.
All right. Good attempt by
yeah.
Melvin.
But still a smile.
Yeah, he's having a great time.
smiling, man.
Yeah,
I
he's
really love that about
Great
him.
dude.
Yeah.
We love Melvin. Awesome guy. Another Dungeon Strength member.
And that just means another day.
Very good lifting. It was so close. About as close as it gets.
That is as close as it gets.
Yeah, it really was.
Or holding it and then just not waiting for the down.
Right.
But those are the two most difficult ones.
Yeah.
When you have it overhead, you got it at lockout, and then you make an adjustment to get the down and you lose it, or when you just drop it.
And you know what? It's a good signifier that his peak went well. He's clearly at his best.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
All right, we have Monty now at 150 kilos. I'd imagine this would be a bit of a smoke show for Monty.
Yeah, I think he's gonna pop this right up. I think the clean is maybe gonna get a little sticky, but I think his press is just like whatever he can get to his shoulders, he can press.
Yeah.
And that was crisp for a clean, so he's just gonna smoke this thing.
Yeah, super easy weight, super easy work. Monty's not even remotely challenged yet.
Yeah.
And I think Jacob Ferry is going to challenge this, but all the and Jacob Ferry and Capadoni's still in the game. Okay, so we'll have some competitors try to match this at least and best it. Yeah, Ferry's giving me a look like I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it the try.
Give it hell, man.
I think he can do it.
Yeah. You know, we have 4 athletes still in it at this weight. Is that correct? 4 athletes?
Three.
No. So counting Montgomery.
So we have Monty,
counting Melvin.
Capadoni. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. So 4 attempted. Yes. I see what you mean.
So we will have 4 attempts here. So to hit this will separate you a bit.
Oh yeah, this is big points now.
Yeah.
Big points for the rest of the show.
Even if it's not a head-to-head 1-2 kind of situation, this is points. This is important for the competition.
I love Jacob's clean so much.
That is slick. That's smooth. He's got to stick with it. Lost it out front.
He totally has the power. It was just
really
forward by
needs to
an
come
inch,
back.
by 1 inch, but he absolutely has the power for that.
The log has got to come up and back. It's
Right.
just coming up and out.
Yeah.
And it's just,
He totally has it though.
Yeah.
And you know what? I hope he gets that soon in meet or in the gym, but he should know it's well within. Honestly, I actually think he could probably do a 155 based on that clean potential and then his strength.
Yeah, and to clean that log in that fashion was very impressive.
That's what I'm saying. It's very hard. So here we go. Now 330 seems to be a big lift for him. Not in the press, I don't think, but the clean. Capadoni's clean has been a little hard.
The clean was
wow.
better on that one.
It
Now
was.
let's see how his press goes. It almost looks like he might be a little over-rotated with the hands. So elbows might be a little too far out front. Waves it off,
Marginal
says nope.
position's different, but you know what? Great attempt by Capadoni. Way to go, Damien. They're asking Monty if he wants another attempt. So he's already won the event. Let's see what him and his coach think.
I think 350 would be, well, you know what?
Oh,
It's
his
a
coach is
competition,
saying
waive it.
yes. Coach is saying yes. Kevin Simmons, who's
Yeah.
his coach, is saying yes. For those who don't know, Kevin Simmons is one of the best American weightlifting coaches of all time. Also trains out of Dungeon Strength and coaches out of Dungeon. And he's giving his athlete an opportunity. Hey, you want to go for one more? Let's go for 160 kilo. Let's put 352 on the bar. Let's hit a PR.
165 kilos.
165 is a PR.
So
His old PR is
160.
355, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so he wants a PR.
He's and I think he's just gonna smoke this thing.
I think so too.
Like the way he moved that was like, woo.
So for those who are listening in, let's give you the units here. 165 kilos, 363. So he's going for a PR.
Yeah, I believe this would be an 8-pound PR for him.
So I had to cheat and use my calculator.
Really put an exclamation mark on this.
Yeah.
Just boom.
Log right here for Matthew Montgomery. We're going to make sure it's loaded correctly.
All right, so we're going to check the weights. We have Lucas Hatton out there confirming everything. 363 pounds. That's 165 kilo.
Yep.
And that's what you call big ass weight.
That's heavy.
That's heavy, brother.
Heavy. Yeah, we're talking over 1.5 times body weight at this point.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're taking our time. We're giving Monty all the time he needs ultimately at the stage because it's just him out in the field, just enjoying this environment. I mean, it's by the way, this is his first strongman competition ever, by the way. Monty's never competed in strongman, so of course he chose the pro-am because that's what you do when you're a bad man.
Jump in,
You're a
jump
bad
in.
man. You
Yeah.
go for the best.
Uh-huh.
And so far, he's winning his first event at his first strongman show.
Yeah, well, he already has.
He already won the event, right?
He
He
already
already won the
won
event.
it. This is the icing on the cake.
Mm-hmm.
This might even be the graphic on the icing of the cake.
Oh, so apparently Spencer's last name is pronounced Hiss.
Hiss.
Yeah, Hiss.
We both missed it.
We both missed it.
Well, thank you for the correction.
Thank you, Laura. You're the best. Laura Shaw. Shout out to Laura. Monty casually sipping his tea. I like to imagine he's got tea or Kool-Aid in that jug.
Yeah.
It's not water. It's his favorite drink.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a Bert Kreischer move. Just drinking some straight up Kool-Aid. So I love that they're taking away the secondary jerk blocks for Monty because they know he's not going to drop this. They know he's going to control it.
Like it's good.
He's
It's fine.
totally fine. Monty's the real.
Very, very strong, especially in this movement.
This is his first strongman contest, too.
All right, Matthew Montgomery, Monty the big dog, coming for 165 kilos. Big weight. Let's go. Hopefully the crowd here can make some noise for such an amazing lift at 105
got-
kilos body weight.
He asked Harley to give him a little back slap, get him in the mood.
Get him going, trying to get this crowd going. Here we go, Monty on the IFSA
165.
log. And by the way, at the IFSA in 2005, Monty wouldn't take last in this max overhead. All right, here we are, setting himself nice and tight. Great back brace,
363.
smooth pick.
I love that step out.
I love
Very
it too.
smooth. Strong base.
Elbows up,
Gorgeous
elbows up.
clean. And this is where he locks it in. He just adjusted to the center of the foot. Fantastic work.
Feet together. No rep. Oh, they gave it to him. Okay.
363. That's a heavy.
Pardon me, I thought his feet weren't together. Monty absolutely crushed that. He's good to go. He's getting it. So now we have the big fellas, the big boys, the open class men, our girth daddies, if you will. Now, for these boys, this means a lot. It obviously means a lot to everybody, but in particular for these guys, they want that opportunity to represent Team USA.
We got a big lineup here. What
I
do we
believe
got?
20
We got,
of them, I think.
It looks about like 14.
Is that where we're at, 14?
Yeah,
Okay.
looks like 14
Big lineup.
athletes.
And right now, these boys are going to start on rogue logs, and when the field gets cut down to 10 total, we will then go to the IFSA. So they have to earn their right
There we go.
to touch
Yeah.
the IFSA. And
I
while
like
we have
that.
time, we're going to give a nice little shout out to EPH Hail Bale for major sponsor of this competition. The very first sponsor this show has ever had. 5 years ago, EPH has been supporting us from day one. Dungeon Strength and its owner, Ryan Terry. Saul Petterson has been supporting this competition, obviously, since day one. Cerberus Strength, always making the best equipment for us to use and utilize in this competition. In this case, we're using the Cerberus drop pads for their overhead event. Maverick Sports and Rehab, keeping all these athletes safe and put together at the competition, make sure that their chiropractic and just physical safety needs are met. Jack Squatch supplements, giving athletes all that they need in terms of energy and supplemental benefits for the remainder of the competition. Puget Sound Pizza, because pizza's dope. No more needs to be said about that. And then Mountain Heating and Cooling, the primary sponsor of this competition, serving you up with all your heating and cooling, AC, boiler, all those stuff, all the needs, or all you might need for AC units and heating. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. We really appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. So it looks like we've got CJ Allen, Zach Stoughton, Joel Alexander, Christopher Olive, Franklin Easton, Dylan Thompson, Michael Struzas, Cody Lindsay, Calvin Vaughn, Nathan Heddick, Josh Hatfield, Brett Thompson, Zachary Price, and Bob Moyer. That is all 14 of the athletes that we have on the sheet right here.
A ton of pros out here.
Oh, yeah.
And to address one comment in the stream here, the judging isn't too strict, Mr. Spike Hackett. This judging has to be this level of strict because we have pro cards online, we have thousands of dollars online, and we have access to international competition on the line, and this is the standard that they hold at those competitions. So that's why it's that strict. Anyway.
I'd agree with you.
Had to let them know.
I'd agree with you.
So it looks like we have an opening log here at 335, 152 kilos for both lanes, and we're going to have two lanes go at a time. All right, we have Cody Lindsay in lane number 1, and we have CJ Allen in lane number 2.
Yep. And
Cody
CJ's
Lindsay
got to readjust. He's got to hold it, wait for that
Good
down.
lift
Yep.
for CJ. Great lifting.
Very nice.
Zach and Calvin. Zach's in lane 1.
Yep. So Zach Stoughton in lane 1 and Calvin Vaughn in lane 2.
All right, so lane 2 is the lane that's on the right of the screen, I believe.
Okay.
Oh, no, lane 2 is on the left.
Yeah.
Lane 2 is the lane on the left of the screen. And lane number 1 is obviously on the right of the screen. So we have Mr. Vaughn going on by himself right now. Or, pardon me, Zach Stoughton. Where's it, Calvin? Who is this?
I think that's Zach. No, I'm not sure, actually. Sorry.
Okay, so it looks like we now have Christopher Olive in lane number 1.
We had some people wave some stuff.
Oh, I see. So Chris Olive here in lane 1, 335 on the log. Beautiful technique.
Yeah, Nathan Heddick approaching lane 2 on the left of your screen. And this one will be a little hard for us to keep up with on the names. A lot of the athletes don't have any identifiers.
So, for Colton Rhodes asking about the score sheet, yes, if you go to the bio of the link of the stream that you're watching right now, the bio of this stream, you will see the link to the score sheet, buddy.
We have Franklin Easton approaching lane 1. That's 335.
Yep, 335 still on both logs.
He's on the right of the screen. Good clean and very gorgeous press. Head is through. Waits for the down. It's gorgeous. Got to have the loaders narrow up those pads just a little bit.
We have a Josh Hatfield there in lane number 2, furthest from us. 335. Now, this is a good competition for Josh Hatfield. He's hoping for some big results.
And Dylan Thompson approaching lane 1 on the right of your screen.
Another
Josh is good for the clean.
Dylan, a dungeon strength
And
athlete.
basically a strict press. Holy cow.
Dylan's going to split jerk this.
Josh
Bit of a splat jerk out of Dylan.
Major splat jerk.
Yeah.
He's been like that for years since I've known him.
So both Josh and Dylan are good at 335. We still have Zach Price, Michael, and Bob
We have Brett Thompson
available
out now.
to hit this.
We have Brett Thompson out in the field in lane number 2, 335. Brett's one of my athletes. And a very easy press. He's got to get his
Good
head through a
for
little
him.
more for Lucas's standard, but easy.
Zachary Price is next if he wants.
All right.
Yeah, he's just telling him. Just telling him, that's what I want to see. I want to see that head through.
That's right. We have Zach Price in lane number 2 at 335. We do not have Dylan Thompson in lane number 1. That is incorrect.
Yeah,
That needs
well,
to be
lane 1,
changed.
we got Bob Moyer.
That's not Bob Moyer.
So, sorry. Is that? No, sorry. Where?
That is Norseman.
Yeah. No.
That's not Bob.
Oh, okay. Norseman? No, that's Bob Moyer.
That's
No,
not
it's
Bob
not.
Moyer.
No, it's
That's not Bob
Where
Moyer.
is that?
He's actually the one gentleman that's actually touched the IFSA equipment. He's the one gentleman that's been here.
Oh, okay.
He's used it back in the
With the
LA Fit
glasses
Expo
on,
days.
They look so similar.
Yeah, they do look similar. But that is, I promise you. Bob Moyer's out in the field right now, actually.
Oh, okay, there we go.
With a 335.
Very nice. Okay. Let's see if we can get the name straight on this
So we have CJ Allen on the screen
Good
right
stuff.
now, coming out in lane number 1. On right of screen, we have CJ Allen. With a 355 clean and press.
That's great. They're just kind of speed running this. It's kind of funny.
Indeed.
All right, I believe that's Cody Lindsay on the far log. 355, good for Cody Lindsay. Lane 2.
Christian, if Christian is listening, I need Christian's help with something right now.
And in lane 1, that's Zach. He gets the down. That's good. Zach Stoughton.
Just way to Canada.
There we go.
And right now, for all
Get
those
it,
who are
bro.
watching, we have 355 on. Just way to Canada.
There we go.
And right now, for all
Get
those
it,
who are
bro.
watching, we have 355 on the log. Oh, very close attempts. But that is it for that gentleman. Looks like he got a little lightheaded.
Yeah. I saw him shaking it off after that first attempt. He went back for a second one. Valiant attempt, but a little too much for the day. That's all right. So if you miss a weight here, you are done with this event. Just a reminder, essentially everyone gets one attempt at every weight should they choose to take it.
Chris Olive with a very good press at
Very
355. Fantastic work from Chris. And we have Josh Hatfield out in the field right now as well with 355. Josh needs to watch those elbows. They're dipping a little bit at the bottom of his dip. Besides that, I like the technique a lot.
Yeah, Josh is good. It looks like Franklin Easton is getting ready for lane 1 on the right of your screen. Is that Christopher Olive getting ready for lane 2 on
That's
the left?
That's Brett Thompson.
No, Brett Thompson. Thank
Brett
you.
Thompson and our boy Franklin out here already.
Easton's a little forward, but he
needs to
brings
watch
it
that
back
drop.
in. Very nice.
There you go, Franklin. Way to go, buddy. Great.
Very nice adjustment. Good for 355.
Brett Thompson at 355. Smoke show.
Very nice
good.
for Brett. This is a nice quick pace.
Yeah, this is good. These guys are working
Yeah.
right now. We have Dylan Thompson in lane number 1. I believe he's coming on out. And Zachary Price in lane 2, which would be on left of screen.
Yeah. Dylan on the right. Both with 355.
Yes, sir.
That's a really nice clean. Really nice clean. Solid press. It works for him.
Yeah, he has a bit of a
Really
splat
good
jerk
drive.
technique. Yeah,
really good drive.
Lots of power
Yeah,
off the chest
just
with Dylan.
so much pop.
Yeah.
I actually think Dylan has more in the tank if he could stay with the drive a little longer.
I would agree.
You
I would
know,
totally
looks
agree.
like he cuts it a little short. He's leaving a couple pounds on the table.
I actually think he should just stick to push pressing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, perhaps.
Or just work on it. Here we got Bob Moyer in lane number 2 with 355. Can he get it? Can he get his head through and control? And he does. Congratulations to Bob Moyer. That was a great lift. Lane number 1, almost with that 355.
Very good effort.
Great
Very
effort,
good effort
from the Norseman, as it were. That's what he got on the back of his shirt, so that's what I'm going to call him.
And
he's
I
going
believe
for
that's
again.
Michael Struzas.
I think it is too, and Michael's going for another one. He doesn't care.
Yeah, give it a go.
Here we go.
All right, CJ Allen in lane 1 on the right of your screen, and we have Cody Lindsay on the left.
Okay, Cody Lindsay, great clean.
375. This is 375. That
Oh, Cody Lindsey's getting a little dizzy.
good.
He's all right. He's
Yep.
good.
No.
Sometimes you get sleepy.
Yep. He just needs to take a second. to
Sometimes you
breathe.
just get eepy. You know what I mean? He's just an eepy guy. Well, that's okay.
So the weight that is listed in the bottom right on the cards on the field is incorrect. Both of these are 375 right now.
Yes.
You're way faster than Harley.
Ryan Terry.
Grab.
Just that weight. Card's wrong. Card is wrong.
All right, Mr. Strauss
he's gotta
fighting for
hold
that
it.
375, and he gets it.
Very nice.
Great attempts. Great attempts. Or is that Vaughn?
I think that is Stroughton.
Stroughton, yes. Mr.
Yeah.
Stroughton, phenomenal lift there. Cody Lindsey's okay. He just got real lightheaded. You know,
Yep.
these things happen. You
Hey,
know,
it
especially when you have
does.
375 pounds on the chest, right?
Especially with the log.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
log.
Especially with
the log uniquely does that.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of different things it can do, but essentially, you know, the body or the brain says, hey, this is too much.
Yep.
I'm going to head out.
I'm a head out. Yeah. Is that SpongeBob meme? I'm a head out. Blood pressure be damned. All right, Joel Alexander on right of screen in lane number 1, going for 375 monster press. Joel is one of those guys where his shoulders can basically press the earth. And I know Joel wants to earn that right. He strict pressed it. Okay. He literally went for a strict press.
That was silly. That was crazy.
Josh Hatfield with 375. He needs this for his competition.
He's got to hold it.
And he smokes it. Way to go,
Very
Josh
nice.
Hatfield.
He came back and hit a good, like a solid rep right there. I feel like his 355 left me a little concerned, but the 375 looked better.
As he's building, it's getting better. All right, now we have Christopher Olive out here. Something tells me this might be in PR or PR territory for Christopher Olive. So hopefully he gets this lift. He's on the right of screen here.
Yeah, it looks like we have Brett Thompson getting ready at the chalk station.
We do.
Right now, Christopher Olive got the clean with 375. Going to drive it. He's got to push.
Oh,
and-
just out in front.
Yeah, it starts coming out front. You can't save it like that. It's
Brett
got to come up
Thompson
and back.
getting his clean going.
Oh, good
Chris
effort.
Olive just
Good
misses
effort.
her. This is a big important lift for Brett Thompson. And
Wow.
he blasts through. His peak
Holy
went, well,
crap.
I am biased because I wrote it. Let's go, Brett Thompson.
That was really good.
And a very good attempt by Christopher Olive. Something tells me that was in a big PR potential lift for him, and good for him for getting, honestly, decently close. Now, arguably the best presser here in Zachary Price. He should smoke this. Zach has done a 265 press in competition. He's pretty good.
Is it 265? Right?
Pardon me, 465
There we go,
in
there we
competition. Thank you for correcting that.
Yeah.
465 in competition.
There we go. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I was trying to put it together like, was it a, like, you mean like 215
Yeah,
kilo? or
right.
like-
All right, Franklin out here going for a big weight, 375 pounds. Bob Moyer also going for 375. Oh, Franklin just out in front.
Yep, Franklin's got to save it, keep it at the center line. He needs to, yep, he's asking for time. That's wise.
Being smart.
He put it down. He said, that one wasn't right. I'm going to do it again.
Bob Moyer, this is going to be a big lift for him.
Push
Just
and
not enough power.
both the
Franklin
athletes
dipped
up.
forward. It's okay,
It's
not
coming
today.
forward. Yeah, the log is just moving forward. You can't save it when
Just
you got
heavy weight.
Yeah, when you got 375 moving forward on you, you're not going to be able to pull it back like
Right,
that.
exactly. Good attempt out of both gentlemen. Dylan Thompson in lane number 1 coming on out here. This is an important lift for Dylan. I've seen him double 385, so I'm confident that he's capable of hitting this weight.
Yeah. Gorgeous clean. Straight to it. Wow.
Very good. Very good.
Was just, he
Very good.
disrespected that
He
log.
did, and as he should.
Oh,
it was a
that
very
was
good
good.
lift.
That
Very
was
good
gorgeous.
lift.
I think that's the best I've seen him.
It's getting better with each attempt.
That's the best I've seen him today and probably ever. I've seen
now-
him do a fair amount of lifting. That was gorgeous.
That's what we're doing, buddy.
We're commentating in a strongman
We're going to the
competition.
IFSA log, brother. We're going to the IFSA log. We're getting rid of these dumb rogues. Also, shout out to Rogue. Maybe sponsor us one day. But we're getting rid of these dumb rogues. And we're going to the IFSA log. Let's go. And while they're changing things up and while they're going to probably go to Fight the Guests 400 pounds on the log, we'll find out momentarily. But that being said, we're going to big old shout out to some of our sponsors: EPH Hail Bale, Dungeon Strength RX, Cerberus Strength, Maverick Sports and Rehab, Jack Squatch Supplements, Puget Sound Pizza, and Maverick Mountain Heating and Cooling. The best AC heating, anything sort of custom HVAC work in the business of the Pacific Northwest. Hit us up, player. Let's go.
All right, so we got those 2 logs getting stripped and the IFSA getting loaded up. And what do you think our first weight is going to be in kilos?
I think 180 kilo. I think they'll go to 180. Yeah, which would be 396 pounds.
That makes sense. Yeah.
20 pounds jump up from what they just did, basically.
Yep.
And they had to earn their right to use the IFSA log, right? We're not going to just have anyone do it, so they got to earn it. It's going to be great. The clean is slightly more difficult, but I find that the press is better.
I was going to say, this one, it's going to be tough walking in on this log at 400 pounds. But
you know what? You want to go to Canada, right? You want to play with the big boys? You got to get used to some weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this is what it is.
3 men left. In the long press. Match with what? 7? Oh, geez. You had all kinds of numbers and you shot it out numbers.
So it sounds like 7 athletes left, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe 7 or 8, and they're utilizing every single crash pad to ensure that this log does not hit the floor. Because if it does, I'll personally kill that person. Anyway.
Yeah, we are going to see how heavy these guys can work up to on this log. Again, for those of you that did not see the first session this morning, this log is, in my opinion, a little bit more challenging. The handle cutout is a little bit more broad. It doesn't allow for as much contact on the forearm, and it is a bit more slick than the Rogue log. There's going to be a couple additional challenges with this one.
I completely agree. Especially with it being this heavy this early.
Yeah, just changing logs at 400 pounds is woo. That's a toughie.
I'm going to make sure that weight on the floor there is represented accurately.
I'm going to listen. Let's just cheer these guys on.
Ryan,
It's been some crazy weight here.
what's the weight? Can you put it on that card?
386, is that
396, 180 kilos on the dot.
Oh, 396. Okay.
Yeah.
96, gotcha.
So there we go. Ryan Terry there adjusting the card to make sure
Gorgeous.
that it represents what's happening. So everyone on the stream can see that card in the very front is what the weight is. 396 pounds, 180 kilo. CJ Allen wants the crowd pumped. Let's go. If we could get
Okay.
CJ's name on screen, please, that would be really nice.
Noah, can we start getting names on screen?
Here we go.
Thank you. CJ Allen at 396.
He's got to hold it.
And he...
got-
Oh! Oh!
He's going to take it again. He says, eh.
Wow, he was so close.
That's a toughie.
That's not going to happen now.
Yeah, and so we've seen a couple athletes take that, but his body just said no. That was the limit. And again, you didn't see any back talk from the athlete because the athlete knew the standards.
Yeah.
The
It just
athlete knew
is
the
what it
standards. He
is.
said, "Hey, I put it down before I got the down."
And
That's
and
my
the
bad.
judging has been incredibly consistent all day.
Albeit very strict.
It's
Yeah.
as strict as it possibly could be, which I do not mind, but it's consistent, and that's more important.
No, I agree. It has to be consistent as well.
Yeah, CJ's a great competitor, super fun competitor. Now we have Josh Hatfield. Josh basically needs this for the type of weekend that he wants to have. Come on, Hatfield.
396 on the Ipsilon.
He's got to pop this thing up.
Okay,
That's
come
a
on,
really
Josh.
good clean. Oh, and his he laughed and said, "One more."
Okay, it's a hard log. It's very challenging. It's not forgiving, but I think a lot of men are gonna find that this is quite difficult.
Yeah.
He could do it though. Push back, push back.
Yeah, he's just coming out front on him. He's coming out front.
It's okay. It's understandable.
It's got to go
Very
up and
difficult
back.
item to switch to. Yeah, yeah. There's a comment actually. We're giving it more pads, but back in 2006, Zadrunas was dropping it on wooden floor. And you're totally right, commenter. You're right. But we care more about it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. All right, come on. This is an important lift here now. We got Zach Sawton. Powerful
Aggressive
clean. Control. Hold, buddy.
Hold that. Hold it.
Yes. Great pressing. That is such a barrier. He's going to get a lot of points for that lift.
Yeah, that is a really big lift. It's a very big lift.
Very good.
You got to make sure that you can hold, you know.
This is my boy Brett Thompson. He has to clean well. He needs this lift for the weekend that we want to have. Come on, Brett Thompson. He could do this. He has all the power. Come on, Brett. I'm actively nervous right now.
Here we go.
Elbows
I mean,
up.
his press was crazy on the last one. That is just,
Yes.
that
That's
is
what I'm talking about.
disrespectfully strong.
That was incredibly good.
That was gorgeous.
I'm so proud of Brett. Way to go, buddy.
That was very strong, very impressive. Yeah, and you can see him chatting with Dylan Thompson on the side of the screen, nodding and waving at his chin, saying, "Yeah, it bites.
It
Feel like
bites.
your
It
chin."
wants to bite you.
Yeah.
All right, we have Joel Alexander, who I personally believe is well capable of pressing this log as well. All right,
Gorgeous
great clean.
He's going to strict press it.
He is, isn't he? A little bit of legs, a tiny bit.
Man, that is
Wow.
crazy,
He
dude.
has like 2.5 centimeters of a dip, and then just whoop, triceps
Yeah.
work now.
Damn.
Unbelievable. Way to go, Joel Alexander.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dylan Thompson and Joel just squaring
All right,
off
here
over
we
there. I
go.
love
Zach
it.
Price, phenomenal clean so far.
Yep, 396. Going up.
Oh, power. Too much power, one would say.
Yeah, just
Disrespecting that log.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal
but
work.
respectfully.
But respectfully, exactly. Exactly. All right, Dylan Thompson. This is an important lift for him. This is the first time he's actually put on his elbow sleeves. I personally would have rather he did that earlier, but he's
I
just
hear
feeling
ya.
confident today. I understand it. So let's hopefully Dylan smokes this. This is a big log. This would be a massive lifetime PR. So Dylan, this is important for Dylan. Okay, great clean
I believe
position.
he's capable of this. That's a fantastic clean. He's got to steady it.
Come on, Dylan. Press up,
Push.
press up, hold.
Wow.
Oh, way to go, Dylan. Way to go, Dylan Thompson.
I
with
think
a
he's
great
probably,
rep.
he's probably good for another.
He's got more. He's got more. He's going to do great. Really good. He needs to hold firm. He's got to hold firm. He's feeling confident. We're going up, guys. We're going up. We're going to go to 190 kilos, I believe.
Here we go. About, is that, what is that, 418?
So if they went to 190, it'd be 418. If they go to 185, it's like 406. So we'll see what they decide to do. Hopefully. Love to make sure that Lucas is on this.
These guys keep pressing like this. We're going to run out of weight.
No, we've got weight. So what's happening right now? Why are they doing that? Okay, so we're gonna go
Change it out for larger.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're gonna go to 185 kilos, which would be 406, I believe. I believe that's what we're going to.
We got a miss. We got a misload. No, we don't. Sorry.
Yeah, they're getting it.
I thought I saw 2 plates come off the far side.
They don't know the.
Where's Lucas?
Yeah, he's coming. He's on his way.
All right. Okay, they're making sure the plates are getting corrected, but yeah, should be 185 kilos, which would be the next attempt for those watching at home.
Are those the 10 kilo that they just slipped on? They took off at 5, put on a 10.
We'll see. Erin Murray's changing the scorecards for us, which is lovely of her. So it's either going to be
Looks
407
like-
or 418. Not 417. 407, so 185 kilo. 185 kilo on the dot. So now we're over the 400-pound barrier.
And they're just confirming weights. Aaron's doing
Yep.
just
406
independently confirming like a very responsible judge, you
Mhm.
know?
Yep. Yeah, you have to. All right,
Yeah.
come on. Brett Thompson. This is big now. We need this. Brett Thompson, great clean so far. Elbows up in that dip.
His press is so strong.
Hold. Way to go, Brett. Way to go. Way to go.
I don't know that I like. Ooh, that is getting heavy.
It is. It's legitimately good weight.
And the standard of the lift, I'm not sure I've ever seen such a heavy log be performed in competition with a standard this difficult. Like it's really impressive. Maybe only once or twice have I seen
Can
that.
you get Brett? Let's go, man. Can you get Brett over here?
Okay, next up we have Zach Stoughton. 407 on the bar. Quick to the left. Very smooth, clean. Taking a couple breaths, big push, and just loses it out front a little bit. Yep, he's calling it right there, 407. Zach Stoughton is out. Zach Price sounds like he is up next.
Did he get that lift? Did he get it? Nope.
Phenomenal lifting so far. All right, we got 407. So it seems as though we have Zachary Price coming on out for 407 pounds, 185 kilos.
Should be well within his ability. Good lat position. Great clean.
Wonderfully strong.
Yep.
Wonderfully strong out of Zachary Price.
Gorgeous press.
You know it's going to be a good press, most likely. It shows. Holy cow. All right, Joel Alexander.
All right, Joel. Big lift for him. I don't believe Joel has ever cracked into the 400, so this might be a big lifetime PR for him.
Come on, Joel, let's go.
He's absolutely got this.
He
I would
does.
be really surprised if he didn't. It would just be a control issue.
Little
He's
dip.
got all the power.
He's got a hold at the top, though. He's just got a
Yep.
hold at the top. Great job,
Control
Joel.
that down.
With a nice eccentric. My man wanted to work out a little bit while he's out there. He hit him with
Holy
the
cow.
eccentric, brother.
Very impressive.
All right, big lift for Dylan now. First time in the 400s.
Here we go. I think he's got it. He's got
I think he does
this.
too. His power off the chest today is incredible.
Yeah.
He really is looking incredible. He's looking sharp. And this is actually one of Dylan's favorite songs, so hopefully he gets this.
Excellent. Here we go.
All right, good clean. Come on, Dylan. Oh, no, he got lightheaded.
Yeah.
He got lightheaded.
Also
He has
a little
time.
out front. A
Yep.
little bit out front and then in the rack position.
He's just lightheaded. That's all that
Yep.
was. Dylan
gotta
can
shake it
do
off.
this. He can do this.
Yeah, I think it would be wise to chew up as much time as he can, just resting, making sure he uses all of his available time. Great clean, big drive, slightly better rack position.
Ooh, just that's
yep,
okay.
that's
It's
okay.
all right. He hit a
Yep.
PR.
That was
he hit
a-
a great PR.
And he's going to hit that sometime soon. That is
Yeah,
on
it's
the
right
way.
there. It's right there. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all.
That's on the way.
Really good work out of Dylan Thompson.
All right, so we're going up now.
Should be 190 kilos. That should be 418 on the bar. Should be adding 5 kilo plates. Yeah, those are 2.5s each, so we're adding 5 kilos, going to 190 kilo. So as we change over, who's been impressing you so far the most out of these troop of guys that have left?
Hey, to make me pick?
Well, you know what? Maybe you just fish some of their favorite qualities that you're like, out of all of them, why not? Because we have Joel Alexander, Brett Thompson, and Zachary Price left.
I think it's just Joel Anderson's raw strength
His power off the
is
shoulders,
just
huh?
ridiculous.
It's
Like, holy
incredible.
cow. But I think the most impressive would probably have to be Brett Thompson. Just the combination of movement patterns with ability and power.
Yeah.
It's strongman. It's good to be strong and powerful, but it is not sufficient to just be strong and powerful.
Honestly, as his coach, the heaviest we touched in training for the show was 350. So he's well exceeded. He's well exceeded the abilities of our peak.
He's moving like it's
Yeah, I'm
315.
genuinely happy right now.
Yeah, very impressive.
So here we go. Brett Thompson should be up next. 418 pounds, 190 kilos. Come on, Brett.
I think he's got this in him. Like I
think so too.
Yeah, with the way the last one moved, this is very possible.
I just told him he needs to keep his elbows up once he's in the front rack to allow for a better dip and drive.
Yep. Solid position. He just has problems stabilizing here and overhead from what I've seen. He's got to stabilize it. He's got to
Hold it, Brett.
stabilize
Hold it, Brett.
He's got to
Hold
hold it.
it,
He's
Brett.
got to back
Hold-
up. Yep.
It's not bad. That was a good attempt. It
Yep.
was a good attempt.
Yep.
It's a good attempt.
Another day.
So
Another day.
close. So close.
And good on him for stopping at the edge of the mat and not chasing it out.
Yeah.
Excellent awareness and keeping everyone safe. Because I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, you drop 418 pounds from 8 feet in the air.
not good.
It's gonna mess some shit up.
And he's one of the tallest athletes here. He's about 6'5".
Yeah.
So that's real high.
Yeah.
So close. So close. And that's okay. Good for you, Brett. Super proud of you. All right, now we have Zachary Price, another phenomenal presser here.
Yeah, probably. He would be my pick for winning this.
Yeah, he's the best
particular
presser
event.
here for sure.
Yeah. See it, nice and smooth.
Great power,
just
great
steady.
control.
Yeah, the control is especially impressive. The control and the balance on the foot. You actually could see his toes tip up just a little bit as he hit lockout, and then he readjusted his balance.
Immediately felt it.
Yeah, and so quickly and smoothly that it didn't even give a real wobble.
Right.
Excellent awareness.
So here we go. Joel Alexander coming up to 190 kilos, 418 pounds.
He is impressive. I'm not sure I've ever seen just such raw pressing power in person.
Yeah, his shoulders are incredible. Another athlete out of the Sweaty Pig.
Just wow. And
Wow.
excellent with his stability right there.
Really,
Excellent.
really good.
I think he's
incredible
probably,
talent.
I think he's probably
Incredible
good for
talent.
another one, honestly.
Oh, he's got 440.
Yeah.
He's got 440 in him.
Him and
I hope
Zach
they
are
just
gonna-
go to 440 at this point. Go to
Him-
200 kilos.
Yeah, him and Zach Price are going to have a fight. They're
I
gonna
think
have
for
a dogfight
Joel,
here.
it's going to come down to the clean. The clean is definitely the area where he's struggling
He
the most.
looks strong in the clean, man. It looks like
Yeah.
he's not going to have a problem.
I just think if he fails, it's the clean, not the press. That's what I think. But we'll certainly find out.
It sounds like they might just confer with the athletes of what they want.
429.
Sounds like they're making a 5 kilo jump to 429.
So we're going to 195 kilos, so 429. Both Joel and Zach looking fresh. They both keep themselves pretty calm, being quite casual right now. And,
Which
the
is
reality-
wise.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
wise.
You can't stay hyped for too long.
Yeah.
You'll burn the candle at both ends, essentially. And, they both know that this point that they're essentially fighting for, it is 1 point, in the long scheme of this competition is extraordinarily valuable. With this competition in particular, it could come down to 1 point.
Yeah, and so they're going to fight for it.
Yeah.
Here we go. I mean, if you were in one of their shoes, at this point, would you just want there to be 200 kilo on the bar?
If I was the athlete, yeah, throw that on the bar.
Yeah.
Screw 429.
Yeah.
That being said, this is more than what Zajunas pressed on it at IFSA. This is more than what Z did. So, cracking a little IFSA record.
That these badass dudes are going to take a crack at. So if I don't hear you guys screaming on what is going to happen right now at the Rainier
We have Grant
Classic,
Higa explaining.
So
why
are
it's
you
so
saying
great.
that this is the heaviest weight that's ever been pressed on this log?
I believe this is the heaviest weight ever pressed on the IFSA log.
And Zadrunas lifted on this log.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Now Zajunas
I
just
mean,
stopped.
now it's a different game.
Yeah, now
in
it's
my
just fun.
opinion. Like,
Yeah,
if I were in
yeah.
one of their shoes, I'd be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. It's well worth the attempt. So.
It's not even about the point anymore.
No, it's history, and its history is what it is now.
Here we go. Zach Price up first.
There we go. Zach Price at 195 kilos. This should be good work for Zach.
Yeah. Great lap position. Awesome clean. Just adjusted to right where he wanted it.
He's got a hold.
press.
He's got a hold and a down signal. Hitting him with the
Excellent
flying
discipline.
triangle. Way to go, Zach.
Wow. Very smooth.
Way to
control.
go, Zach Price.
So here's another good question for you. Would you, if you were in the athlete's shoes, would you rather go first or second in this type of situation?
Honestly, that affects me none.
None?
None.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's never something I've ever thought about.
Yeah.
I'm here to hit PRs. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's a good question. There's a gentleman asking, I thought Drunas hit 205 in this log. I don't think he did. I think they loaded this log up to 205. I don't know if he actually ever had to do it. So, and if he did, I'll check it out later. But at least at the first IFSA.
Can somebody confirm it? Just
Yeah.
like go look it up and confirm it in the comments.
Let's
Because
go
we don't
here.
want to put out incorrect
Yeah.
information. Right now we got Joel lifting.
195 kilo, 429. Okay, harder clean. He's got to get those
Yeah.
elbows through.
Now he's got to drive. Those handles are flat. Oh, he's got so much power. You see
And
that
he
second
gets
gear?
it.
He had a
Wow.
like it went
It
up and it
does.
stalled a little bit and then it sped back
it's
up.
It's like an engine in low tow. He's just going. He's just going.
Oh man,
Amazing.
very impressive.
Amazing. Now, if he's just more violent on that next clean,
Yep. No, I
he will
agree.
press 440, but
I-
he has to be violent on the clean.
I completely agree. He needs a little bit more oomph out of that clean.
Yeah.
And he did a really good job, I believe it was Zach Price did a really good job getting it to the rack position,
Mhm.
and then he actually gave it a tiny little bump and just rotated it
Right.
a little
He
further.
felt that position
Where,
he needed.
yeah, exactly where he wanted it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is
incredible.
exciting to watch.
This
in
is good.
person,
This
you know?
is really good. This
They're gonna load up to 200 kilo
so
next.
of course they are. This is now world-class, international class level pressing
Mm-hmm.
at the Rainier Classic Pro-Am qualifier for North America's Strongest Man and Woman. This is
Yeah,
something.
just jumped past regional, past national,
And we're also past world standard. Now we're world class.
Yeah.
Like a 195 log clean and press would have placed you mid pack at the World Lifting Championships, World Log Lifting Championships last year. So now we're getting to two bones. This is where like the top 5 at like a World Log Lifting Championships would be 200 kilos or more. So can these guys kind of be in that echelon of athlete?
Yeah.
They're going to give them their sweet time, by the way, for those tuning in and viewing on the stream. This is not something you want to rush. You want these
Yeah.
guys to feel fresh. They want to feel ready.
Yep. And this is how many attempts have these guys taken at this point?
Well, they
so
started.
many.
They started at 180 kilo and had 5 kilo increments.
Well,
we're
I
at
mean,
200.
at the beginning because they
Oh,
started
right.
much.
Well, they started at 150.
335.
150, 160, 170, 180, 185, 190, 195. So we're 7 attempts in.
Yeah.
We're 7 attempts in.
This is attempt 8.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is. That's going to be tiring.
Yeah. These guys are working real hard. This is the stuff that you live for, though. This is when you finally get to show the world I am one of the best. I deserve to go to major shows, and that's what these guys are doing. I love watching Zach Price lift. Zach Price lifted 455 pounds at the North American Championships last year in their max log event.
For that one, was that just what he needed?
No, that was his max.
Okay.
He missed the 465.
Okay.
So Zach Price out here going for 200 kilos. This is not a common occurrence, everybody watching. This is not regular. This is world class. It's not regular to be seeing this. And also, we only have 5 more kilos we could possibly add to that log, so we're going to find out what happens.
He's going to hold it.
And a beautiful 200 kilo log
Man, that just
by
looks so
Zachary
comfortable.
Price.
That looks so comfortable for him.
That's a technician.
Yeah, he is. He is locked into a particular groove when he's doing that, and it is just
Unbelievable.
like he could just keep stacking weight on.
Yeah, good stuff by Zachary. Now this is it for Joel. Joel needs to hit this clean.
Yep.
Like the log owes him money. Like he has to do that clean well. And I truly believe this dude could strict press 200 kilos.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Especially given, like a lot of people may not understand that the log is, significantly out in front of you.
Yes.
And as a result of that, for a lot of people, it puts it in a not advantageous pressing position. A non-optimal, we'll say.
Joel Alexander.
But here he goes.
Coming out to this log now. 200 kilos, 440 pounds. This is huge. Come on, Joel. Hit this hard.
He's got to hit it. Yep. He's got to initiate
Pull
with
in.
the legs.
Violence.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. He's got time. He's checking.
Oh, good on him.
He's checking. Oh, getting past that corner is going to be quite difficult.
Yep.
Not today. That's okay.
Good effort.
Great
Good effort.
attempt. Great pressing by all gentlemen involved. A really great, a phenomenal international display of power from Zachary Price with 200
crazy.
kilos and Joel Alexander with 195 kilos. Amazing. Utterly amazing, guys. So
That was fantastic.
that's the log event. We're going to take a quick break, guys. We're going to come back at you in just a little bit. Thank you so much for tuning in. For all of you in the stream, please keep the stream going. Please come back with us in just maybe 10 minutes or so, and we'll be at it again. I'm Alec Jose.
I'm Zach McCarley.
We'll see you guys in a little bit. Stream. What's up? What? Fancy to see you here, guys. We're about to watch some more Strong Woman. How you doing? So the initial class we have coming up here is the women's 73 kilo class, 160 pounds. This is the pro division, pro-am division, so amateurs and pros can sign up. We have both Sarah Johnson and Bailey Packer in the competition. We have Sarah in the lane closest to you, viewing on the stream, and Bailey furthest from you, so closest to the banner, okay? So ladies are getting ready. Look, this event is really fun because this event's a bit of an equalizer. It's not it's just about being the strongest person. Whoever's the most technical and proficient mover will do really well in this event in particular. So I'm very excited. It looks like they're false starting these ladies quite a bit here. I see Sarah's frustration, but they're about to get ready to go for all your viewing pleasure. All right, here we go. All right, they're making them switch. Now, Sarah is furthest from screen, and Bailey is closest from screen. Here we go. Very technical event. And very different approaches already. One athlete's dropping to the side, one athlete's dropping forward. Both athletes leaning back and running as fast as they can. Sarah swift with the transition, but so is Bailey, making great stride with those very long legs of her. Great strides. Sarah with the pick to the laps, grabbing, standing, and going. A little bit of a... Sarah leaning back, Bailey just on her tail. Sarah's going to get her chest up and start sprinting. Fast feet by both athletes. Bailey's just on her tail. Finishing well for Sarah, and Bailey just behind. Great display of sprinting there, really, from both athletes. That was really fun to watch. Sarah Johnson just happened to edge her out ever so slightly.
Yeah, very well done. Very well done.
Yeah, great finish. Yeah, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Both Bailey and Sarah crushed that event within seconds of each other with a finish. That was really fun to watch.
No, that was excellent.
So
An
Sarah,
excellent composure from Sarah Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
That was she was backpedaling really quick with that sled and just saw where she needed to be and just realized I just got to keep it nice and steady.
Yeah, and I really liked Bailey's transitions from in between the implements. She actually has, despite the fact she competes at 160, her legs are incredibly long. So her length of her gait is really impressive. Mm-hmm. So it was really cool to see her transitions were incredibly fast. All right, so now that we're changing up the sandbags and adding some plates to the drag, we initially were going to include a drag with giant anchors, and then the owners of this facility said, get fucked. So we're no longer using the anchors.
One way to put it.
Yeah, and we're now using very, very heavy sleds. So in lane, I believe I'm going to call lane number 1 furthest from screen. So in lane number 1, we should have Taylor Doxey, and in lane number 2, we should have Casey Croy. I'm going to call lane number 2 closest to screen, lane number 1 furthest from screen.
200-pound sandbags and 225.
Now, Taylor potentially is going by herself, and so she is. So Taylor Doxey is going to go by herself. She took last in the overhead event, in the previous event, which is a max log. However, Taylor Doxey's bread and butter is moving. She is the queen of moving events. So
She's going to put up a real good time.
She is so good at this. I'm incredibly excited to watch. All right, Taylor, come on, let's go. We're about to go. Here we go. She's going to push forward, rip, and go. She's already off. Taylor Doxey.
Swift. Very
And,
swift.
You know, she's a woman who's 6'1", so her strides are just utterly incredible, including her transitions back. Really proficient. Let's see this pick here. Hits the lout, doesn't even fully. Oh no! A little slip on that. She's got to lean back first, and now she's good. But that was a very quick recovery. Even with that drop, I still think she's going to have a killer time.
Yeah, I do wonder what happened right there, but she's quick off to the sled.
Chest, yeah. And the sled doesn't seem too heavy for her at all. She's hitting her feet really quick. I would say maybe lean back a little bit, but she's
I
killing
would
this.
agree with you. I would agree with you.
Amazing.
And a very good time.
Amazing. Honestly, even with that drop,
Yeah.
I think Taylor could potentially win that event.
No, I completely agree.
That was phenomenal running there by Taylor Doxey. And we'll have the times for this sort of thing soon enough. We'll be able to report back to you the times. But so far, Taylor Doxey with an incredible finish. And now our next 2 athletes will be Casey Croy. Oh, no, that's incorrect. This is an old...
That'll be Taylor...
so we're going to have
Sorry, I
Tara
can't remember.
Simmons.
Gresovich?
Yep, we're going to have Taylor Gresovich and Taylor Simmons.
Tara Simons.
Simons, pardon me. Thank you for correcting me.
No
so I have
worries.
Tara Simons in lane number 1, furthest away from screen, and Taylor Gresovich, lane number 2, closest to screen.
All right, it's on.
200-pound sandbag is first, and then a
There we go.
225.
So we have a 200-pound sandbag and then a 225-pound sandbag into a heavy drag.
Positions.
Here we go.
Judges ready. Ladies ready. Set. Go. Let's get behind these ladies. 200-pound sandbag.
Nice start. A little slip up from Tara in the lap, but off and
Hey,
running.
Gresovich with the return, running real quick.
Yep.
Tara running as fast as she can, getting into this bag. Now this is going to make the determination here. Gresovich
Yep.
with a miss
Who can
pick.
get this moving?
Tara with the good pick.
And it's
She needs to
sliding off
sit and
the
just
knees,
go.
though. She's got to pinch it and walk.
She's got to go now. She has to go now.
Yep. She's trying to reach and get it in the lap. They
an
just wanted to slide out.
Fortunate mistake by Tara. That's going to be costly. And Gresovich running down the lane here. Smooth pulls, fast feet, about to finish.
Yep,
And
so
she does.
Taylor Gresovich finishes, and Tara Simons is working on getting some distance, getting real tired in the process, though. This is an exhausting kind of event,
Very.
especially when you have a pick and you have a little slip up like that.
Very difficult event. And the bag is flopping on her. Honestly,
Yeah.
I personally think she would be better off going long ways with this bag and her strength.
Yeah.
Because it's too late now. She's just too tired.
Yeah. That is a
All
tough
right.
one. That is a tough one.
She still gets a
Yeah.
distance measure here, but she got it over the tape. Great job.
So they're going to measure some distance for Tara Simons. Did a great job.
Individual will be Casey Croy and Jamie Brooker.
Some of the loaders are just picking it up and carrying it.
Just easier to do.
Yeah, it's, huge shout out again to the spotters and loaders. The athletes here get to do each of the events once. The spotters and loaders kind of have to do every event several times to reset.
Yeah,
so-
again, massive shout out to the spotters and loaders. Billy, Face Gains from Oregon, David Dunlap. If I don't mention your names because I can't see you at the moment, but so many of you are genuinely making this possible. And this is 100% a labor of love, and I appreciate you all very much.
Sorry.
So now coming up next, we should have Jamie Booker in lane number 2.
All right, take your position.
Yep, coming up next, we should have
Athletes ready.
we should have
Sorry,
this for...
we have Jamie Booker and Casey
Yep.
Croy. So Casey Croy is closest to the screen. We'll call that lane number 2. And lane number 1, we have Jamie Booker.
Judges ready. Athletes ready. Set. Go.
Here we go.
All right.
All right, great pick by
and
Casey
Jamie are
Croy.
both in different techniques.
Different techniques, both fast, both sprinting. Croy looking to make up some ground here, and she looks like she is. Jamie with a fantastic normal pick. She's got very strong hands, but both of them are moving. Both of them are moving. Croy's on her butt. Jamie's moving.
And
Croy, and a costly drop.
Costly drop from Casey. Jamie is moving and moving and
Jamie
moving, and she's about to finish it up.
is
I
done.
would say that might take the time.
It might be. We'll have to
That-
find out. That was
yeah,
an
that-
amazing time. So
that
far,
might
the
be the
lead
winning
time
note.
is still Taylor Doxey, but Casey Croy about to finish about now. So phenomenal finish by both Casey Croy and Jamie Booker. A couple of mistakes here and there by Croy, but overall, actually still very fast.
Yeah, very
fast.
smooth, very solid.
231 men, FYI.
All right, we got our 231 men. Your
Here we
class.
go.
I think you own this class. You're
I don't know, man.
the American champion?
Oh, actually, yeah, no, right now, yeah,
I
guess
believe
am.
you are the reigning American
Sometimes I
champion.
forget, bro.
I know, you're literally America's strongest man, bud.
I am. Hey,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, well, first up, we're going to have Tyler Buxton in lane 1, and in lane 2, we're going to have Tristan Lee, both tremendously fast athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be fun to watch these two go. I don't know what the weight jump that we're going to be doing is just yet, but it might be up on screen at some point, and I will report that just as soon as I get the chance.
How about Taylor Doxey in the previous group of athletes still took second place with a bag drop?
With the log?
The open women.
Oh,
Taylor
Taylor
Doxey.
Doxey.
She took second place, even with a bag drop.
I was
in the
already
event.
hearing Tyler Buxton for
Nope.
some reason.
Taylor Doxey.
Yeah, Taylor
Pay
Doxey.
attention, brother. Come on.
Oh, so many names.
There are so many names.
Yeah, that is smoking fast. I'm gonna, Jamie probably edged her out. Yeah,
Yep, Jamie
Yeah.
just edged her out.
that by how much?
3.5 seconds. So that drop
It would have put those two within a second of each other,
I think
but I
so.
don't know who would have taken it.
I don't know. Jamie was cooking. Taylor
Yeah.
was cooking. They all
Yeah.
did fantastic.
Yeah, they're both flying. I mean, very impressive.
300 pounds is the first set.
All right, so bag number 1 is 300, and then we're going to 325.
Then you gotta come pick up this 3.
So this is a heavy bags here. So this is that weight for the open men amateurs we're using for the 105 Pro Show. 300 and 325.
Tyler will be in lane 1.
Yeah, so
Tristan will be in lane 2.
awesome work by David Dunlap out there counting plates. He caught
Oh, look, we have
one
some
of them.
points on the board. Look at
One
that.
of them needed an adjustment, so he's just double checking everything.
We have total points on the screen here. Matthew Montgomery, Monty in first place, Jacob Ferry in second, tied for second with Melvin Biwamba. And then we have Damien Capadoni in third, tied for third with 2 other individuals, Gabe Deal and Spencer Hiss. Very good. A lot of ties in
that's
that
the
event.
correct way to say it.
It is Hiss, yes.
Yes.
A lot of ties in that event, in that opening event.
Yeah, and it is how it goes. These guys are getting lined up and ready to go. Again, we have Tyler Buxton in lane 1 to the left of your screen and Tristan Lee in lane 2 to the right of your screen.
That's right. Now, Tristan Lee is a phenomenal mover, but so is Buxton, so this is going to be a rat race, I feel like.
Set. Go. Let's go.
Okay. Very efficient picks by both gentlemen. Buxton with a slight edge. Tristan making it up in ground speed, though. Both gentlemen returning at the same rate.
Both these guys are quick. They want flawless picks and carries.
Wow,
And a
Buxton's
little slip,
incredible ability to
from
pick.
the grip of Tristan.
Tristan struggling here. Buxton already on the sled.
Yeah, Tristan's got to get his hand all the way under that bag. He's just grabbing the bottom. It's just not
And
working.
Buxton with the finish. Phenomenal time.
Nice and swift, very smooth and technical. Tristan is off and running now. He's going to have plenty of time to finish this.
Yeah,
There's-
Tyler
there's
Buxton
no question.
absolutely obliterated that heat. Phenomenal job.
Yeah, so he's
Tristan's
got
trying
to
to make up some
temper
time.
that speed just a little bit. He's getting a little squirrely.
Excellent work by Tristan Lee and
Yeah.
Tyler Buxton. Tyler Buxton taking that heat. Phenomenal time. We'll be able to report times to you guys slowly as these get punched into the scorecards. But that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Damien and Jacob to follow.
And I actually think we're going to see an even faster time than that. There are some real speed demons in this field.
Here we go, guys.
Next up, as you mentioned, we have Spencer Heese and Gabe Deal. Spencer Heese in lane 1.
Heese or hiss?
Sorry, Hiss.
That's
Sorry.
right. I got you, Playboy. I got you. All right, here
I
we
appreciate
go.
that.
And Gabe Deal's another fantastic mover, and something tells me Spencer is too. So here we go. Great
Yep.
picks out of both guys. And Gabe, but with a one motion pick style, right into that run.
Gorgeous.
That's a confident
That's gorgeous.
individual, and he has
And
to
he's
make up
probably
these
going to
points
do the
here.
same thing here.
Yeah, he has to make up these points here because
Yep.
he is behind due to the log.
And he's forward.
No, Gabe.
That is a costly mistake.
It is.
That is a
But
2
you
to
know
3
what?
second mistake, and his laces are coming undone as well.
He is. A little bit of a slip in those shoes, but he's
Yep.
he's keeping up. He's driving hard. Still going to be a good time for him.
Yep.
Spencer
Hiss
getting
is
the second bag
finishing
done.
Up, yep, finishing up that second bag. Onto the drag. And he, of course, will finish. No question there, but it is, this is a foot race.
It is, it is.
It's a serious foot race.
One mistake is costing.
Yeah.
Give it up for both men. Great job.
Wonderful, wonderful heat by both of these gentlemen. But you can tell, especially when it comes to the higher level of things, when you don't get second chances. Like
Yeah.
if you goof even a little bit, if you're
Yep.
not smooth in your transition, if you're not particular about where your torso is during a run, you're going to pay.
Yeah, you got to be a quick learner. You got to be very particular. And this will be a fun heat to watch. We
Absolutely.
have Damien Capadoni in lane 1 and Jacob Ferry in lane 2. That is Damien in the closest lane to the screen currently, and Jacob in the far lane on the screen.
All right, here we go. I expect some speed out of Jacob Ferry here, and Capadoni is an incredibly technical lifter, so I expect some proficiency out of him.
Absolutely. I think both these guys have the potential to be very quick.
So again, we have Capadoni and Ferry on screen, not Spencer Heiss and Gabe Deal.
Swift. Ferry is fast.
Yeah, Ferry's off running quick in lane number 1. Already
Yep,
on the return.
that was
Capadoni
great.
just finished.
If he can pick it the exact same way that he did that one, it's going to be great. Yep.
Yes,
And
he's
gotta
gotta lean back,
maintain- Yep, he's got to maintain his posture. Finish.
Fantastic
That is a current first place run if he can just keep on his feet here.
He can. He's giving a slight lean to the side, too, to get extra contact with his feet on the ground. That was
That
incredibly
was
fast.
swift. That was really quick. Damien's still working. He's got the 325 up. He's carrying. He's got to hold it.
Oh, Capadoni might have cramped. It looked like he might have just cramped.
Yeah.
Let's see here. He's going back into it. He's a strong young man, but that made me a little nervous, that body language there.
Yep.
I think he should just call it there. That was good, and he is.
That is a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one. Last pair right here. We have, in lane 1 we have Melvin Mwamba, and in lane 2 we have Matthew Montgomery. I actually think that both these guys are fast, but again, Monty is blisteringly fast, and it looks like he got the message on no lifters for this kind of movement.
It is Spencer Heiss.
Heiss?
Heiss. It's nice with an H, I was told.
Did I say it right the first time?
You said it right. I said it wrong.
Comments? You did me dirty.
Yeah.
You don't even understand how tiring and hard that is.
So wait, Heiss or Heis?
It is like doing 5 of these contests.
Heis, Heis, his Heiss.
Spencer's just a cool dude, man.
He
I'm just
just-
calling.
he-
I'm just calling him Spencer for the rest of the show.
Spence.
Hey, Spence, Spencey boy.
Spence.
Spence.
He's dog.
He's dog. All right, so we have Matthew. We have Melvin Mwamba and Matthew Montgomery, aka Monty. This is the last
That
heat.
is so many M's,
A
bro.
lot of M's in these names. A lot of mums. So this is the last heat of the 105 Pro Show, and both of these guys are gonna go quick.
I think
Here we go.
Monty has got a shot at taking.
And they both are going. And Melvin with the advantage, but Monty's going for his shoulder.
He's gonna throw it.
He's gonna toss it and go. Both returning the same exact rate. Was that
And he
worth
had
it?
a
I don't
hesitation.
know.
He had a hesitation from the lap
I
to
don't
the
know.
shoulder. Yeah, he's got to go. He's just got to hold it. And
He's just
move.
gotta go. He's just gotta go. He can't
It took
risk
too long.
this.
Took too long.
And Melvin's just chugging along.
Yep, he's got to get up. He's got to stay up. Man,
No.
he has some strong quads.
He does have his
Holy.
quads are incredible. And Melvin with the advantage. And he goes for a one-hand wave, and he almost falls like a silly goose. That was a brave choice.
That was.
Look
Oh,
at Melvin
wow.
Mwamba with the heat win.
Oh, man.
He went for
That
the
made
one.
me nervous.
Dude, that's a
That made me
ballsy
nervous.
choice. That's a risky move, Melvin.
Oh, man. But so it'll be interesting to see where the times stack up here because,
Right.
yes, that was fast.
That was
But
very
also,
fast.
we had a couple of really quick runs prior to that, so
And
I don't know.
we'll take so far the fastest run is still Buxton, supposedly.
Oh, wow. No.
No.
Right below
We-
Ferry.
Ferry with a 26.68 is the leading time.
Yep. And that's the winner of that class for that event.
Yes, it is. Jacob Ferry smoked it. We have Jacob Ferry, Tyler Buxton, and then we have in third place rocking, it looks like a Gabe Deal.
Yep. So that is a shakeup on the points.
Yeah, it is. It's a complete shakeup.
That is a.
Yeah, so right now in total points, so far leading the show is Jacob Ferry, most consistent. In second place, it looks like we're going to have Melvin Mwamba with 11 and a half, and then third, it looks like we have second is Monty, and then third is Melvin
By a half point.
by half point. So
it's
tight. So far,
yeah,
Jacob's the
Jacob's-
most consistent.
Yeah, Jacob Ferry in the lead by 2.5 points. And then, as you said, Monty.
Yeah,
And then half a point behind Monty's Melvin Mwamba. So
phenomenal
is-
first day so far. We still have
Yeah.
one more event.
for the day, and then we got a couple tomorrow.
Yeah.
So the first one is 2 Zach McCarley.
I'm going to scoot a little. Ooh, I'm going to get close to you.
Yeah. Oh, please come. Am I taking up too much space?
No. It's all good. Just want a little more over here. Camera got moved a little bit from the event.
All right.
And I can see the sweat rolling off of the helpers.
Yeah, everyone is
Heads,
busting their
backs.
own butts right now. They're working very hard. Again, a massive shout out to Dungeon Strength as a primary sponsor. And the vast majority of the helpers here are from Dungeon. Not all, but big majority. So thank you all of you for volunteers and the staff. Frankly, me and you have the easiest job there is here.
That's true.
Just talk about the thing you love. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's so hard.
Yeah.
So again, thanks to you to everyone who's doing the real job, guys.
No, we'd just
really,
be cutting it up if we're sitting watching something like
we'd
this
be doing
anyway.
this anyway. Yeah. So massive thank you. It looks like we're going nice and heavy.
You'd be okay.
We're going nice and heavy on this next event here. It looks like the bags are 325, 350, I believe is what we're about.
350?
About 350.
About 350.
About 350. And that's plenty of weight for, frankly, a running event. Both of these weights are well heavier than the weights used at World's Strongest Man this year. Go figure. That's weird. And it's really exciting that the Pro-Am carries something of this standard.
All right.
Looks like we're doing a little brief mini rules meeting with Lucas and the Pro Man.
Sounded like a little, it looked like Lucas had something to check in with the athletes about. I have no idea what it was. Do you have any idea?
He probably informed them that this is going to be hard.
Oh, well, okay.
No, I couldn't say, but clearly there was a minor change, and they all seemed perfectly fine about it.
Maybe he said something like, listen up, guys. I don't know if you saw those middleweights, but they went fast.
Yeah.
Don't make us look bad.
They look bad. So at lane number 1, farthest from screen, it looks like we have Calvin Vaughn. Lane number 2, we have Nathan Heddick. Actually, lane 1 is technically closest to screen.
325, nice
There we
and
go.
swift. And it's so fun to watch the difference in execution here. We have Nathan Heddick in lane number 1. You can see that he picked it and is keeping the bag vertical. And then in lane number 2, we have Calvin Vaughn, who is electing to
More
pick
traditional
it,
means.
Yeah, pick it and carry it horizontally. And realistically, since this portion is just a speed event, it's just important that you execute it swiftly and get that done and over with, and then get to the sled drag.
Heddick with the great finish.
Yeah.
Great job, Heddick.
Nathan blistered that course. I would say he did really well. That
was
is going
fast.
to be an excellent time.
Yeah, and Vaughn just about to finish up here. Strong finish by Vaughn, and he gets it. Way to go.
And I think even with a little slip up, Vaughn put a decent time.
I think so
up.
too,
Like,
honestly.
it's-
Yeah.
You know, some of the athletes are going to have a rough time with this. I do think the athletes that, again, get to the sled with anything like 20 seconds left on the clock, which should not be a tall order if they can pick it up,
Yeah.
I think they're going to finish. The sled is just there as an annoyance. But that 350 bag is going to be a big separator.
I agree.
If people have trouble, it's going to be on the 350.
And next up, in this next heat event, we have Michael Strozas and Cody Lindsay.
Are those bags correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They look
it
off
just-
to you?
Yeah, it looked like the heavier ones in front on this one, but
Judges ready.
Here we go. Michael Strozas and Cody Lindsay. Second heat of the men's open pro show. Cody Lindsay, phenomenal
man,
pick.
he is
And
so
Michael.
strong. He is
Both
so
gentlemen.
strong.
Smooth picks. Cody chucks that bag. Michael chucks that bag.
Very nice.
Here we go.
Nice. Yeah. No, those are the heavy bags.
Yep, yeah.
You can tell because it only slowed Cody
Yeah.
Lindsay down just a tiny bit. And
Where's the judge for the lane? Where's the judge for the lane? That was David Dung.
Okay. I'm not sure if that was covered in the rules. I
So
don't
it
know if
was-
they can
it
turn
was
around like that.
covered.
That is potentially a time penalty.
Well, interesting. So we'll see what the event goes. Michael
Yeah.
Strozas is still attempting.
I'll let the judges do the judging and
Yep.
let the referees do the refereeing. But potentially some interesting things with that.
Mm-hmm.
A good pick and trying to get some distance from Michael Struzas.
10 more seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
Be right back.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so next up, it looks like we are going to have Christopher Olive in lane 1 and Franklin Easton in lane 2. Lane 1, again, is going to be closest to the screen. Currently, lane 2 is going to be the further lane in the screen. And we have we have Harley speed walking across while the tree fitty bag is getting wheeled by Mr. Christopher Davies. And all these bags are getting nice and set up.
Christopher Olive will be in lane 1.
Okay, these athletes are looking about ready. The athletes are lining up, waiting for the head judge to
Here we
start.
go. Chris Olive and Franklin Easton. Let's see it, boys. A couple of local boys.
His name is Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin
Coming
from up
over
north.
to yo, Jim.
Yep, from
He's
Seattle.
gonna lift your bar.
Idiot. Christopher Olive with a fast return back to that second bag with a 350. Chris Olive was moving well. Franklin Easton back on it as well. Chris Olive gets the first pick. He's starting up to stand.
Ooh, that was a good try. I know exactly what he was going for. So it just didn't work out on that one. Easton getting it down, up to the lap. Christopher Olive in the lead on the sled. He's going to finish this up. You just got to maintain composure.
Chris Olive goes for a tumble there, but he's back on it already.
That could have been a scary situation for a second right there.
Yes, totally could have been. But he composed
Franklin's
himself.
got to hold that, and that is a costly drop. To pick this a third time is big ouchie. He's got to keep those heels down. If he wants to swing it, he's got to drop his hips and stand in front of it and then pick it up.
There you
and
go.
Don't lever over the toes necessarily, but get the feet in front, pick, and swing.
It is legal so long as he gets it off the floor.
Yep. Alternative techniques. I didn't get to finish the last line of my song.
I'm so
He's
sorry.
a 30-year-old strong man. There, okay, I feel better.
Was your autism spiking right there? Yeah, I had to finish.
All right.
Okay.
Excellent effort from Franklin.
Real gamer there. He knew I'm not going to be able to
Yeah.
pick this up. I got to
Yeah.
get points. Because you know what? I bet you got him one or two. I
Yeah.
bet you did.
And it's hard to say. I mean, if that was lungs, if that was legs, if it was back, what was going on. But I'll tell you what, like, again, like we mentioned, that tree fitty bag is going to be the one that's going to separate people in this event. They finish the tree fitty,
Listen.
and they're going to get to the sled. It's going to be just a foot race. If they have
About-
20 seconds, they'll finish.
It's
Everybody
about
will
tree
finish.
fitty.
So,
It's about tree fitty.
yeah.
All right, who we got up in our next heat here? We should have Bob Moyer and CJ Allen. Bob Moyer in lane number 1 and CJ Allen in lane number 2. For whatever reason, people kind of think that the commentating booth allows us to see past their bodies.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. Here we go. Bob Moyer, lane 1, and CJ Allen in lane 2. That is Bob in the close lane, CJ in the far lane. CJ is off quick. He
CJ.
plucked that 325
Phenomenal
up
pick.
quick.
And throws damn
That
near
is an
hit our
excellent
photographer.
throw. That is an excellent throw.
Bob just gets it. CJ on the 350.
350. Man, okay, yeah. He is a strong guy.
Phenomenal finish, CJ.
Very nice.
He ju-
You did the same thing.
So that counts?
Yours counted, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, very nice.
Your bag dropped before too. They just let it go.
Bob Moyer getting to the sled, finishing this up. We had
Bobby
CJ Allen
Moyes.
finish that real quick.
Here we go.
So I'm not 100% clear, but you might have some clarification. If they drop it and it hits in front of the line and rolls past, it's okay.
I think they're going to give him a penalty.
Okay,
'Cause
it'll
it
be a
needs to
penalty.
go beyond the line. So
Okay.
I believe CJ might get a penalty from that. It's possible. It's 50-50. And just like Cody Lindsay might get one for his. as
Okay.
well. Might.
My biggest concern would be keeping the athlete 2 hands on the implement.
Sure.
And back at least mostly exposed behind, because it's a totally different event if you turn around and drive forward with the chest. I believe that was covered explicitly, and I don't know that the bag was covered explicitly where to drop
The
it.
bag was.
It was.
It certainly was.
Okay.
Yeah. And this next heat, though, in lane number 1, we have Josh Hatfield and then Zach Stroughton in lane number 2. Here we go.
Okay.
Hatfield is good at stuff like this, so I'm hoping his conditioning prevails.
He's
he
such a
crushes.
strong loader. I wouldn't be surprised if he plucked both of these up real quick.
Absolutely.
Just the foot speed that's going to punish him a little bit if he.
He's not the fastest, but he's certainly the strongest. You know
Yeah,
what I
he
mean?
is wildly strong, especially off the ground.
Strutton keeping up right pace with him. Josh with the first pick off the ground. He's got his chest up, though.
He's got to get that position right. He's starting to compromise position a little bit. Hips are back.
Very good finish by Josh
gotta
Hatfield in
go.
the bags.
He's gotta
Strutton
go.
finished over the line, so that's good.
Yeah,
He got it over.
count
He's
it.
good.
Count it, baby. And gorgeous.
Josh Hatfield, a brilliant
And
finish.
that was a really good self-awareness move because he was coming straight into us.
He was. Phenomenal finish.
Huge shout out to the
Phenomenal
spotters
finish.
and shout out to the athletes that know that we are right behind that
Staunton
line.
is grabbing his leg right now. He looks. I hope it's just crampy. I hope it's just a cramp that he's experiencing. I certainly hope nothing bad happened. Oh,
he's talking.
and Dr. John's got him. Okay.
Yep. Very capable hands. Very capable hands. All right. And it looks like we still got a Dylan Thompson in lane 1 and then Brett Thompson in lane 2.
Yeah.
The Battle of the Thompsons.
Battle of Thompsons. Only Thompsons allowed in this heat. Only Thompsons.
Only Thompsons.
Now, Dylan is a Division I football player. At one point in his life, getting scouted by the Tennessee Titans.
I believe USC. Was he at USC?
Ohio State.
Oh, Ohio. My bad.
Yep.
My bad.
Now here we go. Good picks by both guys. Both guys are off to the races. Both guys
And
are off
neck
to
and
the
neck.
races.
Neck and
Run,
neck.
boys, run. Here we go.
Thompson.
Thompson and Thompson.
Yeah.
Crushing
Thompson.
it.
Thompson. I like it.
Sounds like a good law firm, and they're head-to-head with each other.
Well, they laying down the law today.
Yes, they are.
Nice and quick.
Here we go. Here we go. And Dylan Thompson with a phenomenal drag, and
Fast.
he gets it. And he gets a great finish, and Brett Thompson just behind him. Way to go.
So this
This will be close.
fast. Some of these are fast. They, I don't know what Lucas told them, but
He told him to move.
he told them the right thing because that was swift.
Phenomenal effort by both those guys.
I do have to say, some of these guys are moving faster than I really thought they would.
Yeah, there's some
I'm
fast
really
open
impressed.
boys here. It's really impressive. The athleticism has not been forgotten in their training, and that's really good to see because it oftentimes, at least in the past, has been. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And we have our last heat coming up right here. Joel Anderson in lane 1 and Zachary Price in lane 2. Lane 1, again, being the lane that is closest to your screen right now. Lane 2 being the further lane.
So far, Dylan Thompson winning the event by quite a bit with a 22.6 finish. 27.6 for Dylan Thompson winning the event
What's
so
the
far.
next closest? 30?
29.66.
Okay.
And then we have a bunch of boys in the 33s and 34s. Looks like Brett Thompson saved his butt with a 32. But here we go. Final heat with Joel Alexander and Zachary Price. Both guys not notorious for their moving speed.
Whoa.
Zach is moving well,
Wow.
though. As soon as I
That was
say that,
fast.
as soon as I say it, Zach Price hustling
Wow.
and bustling.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Holy cow, that is going to challenge the leading time.
This is
He just has
phenomenal.
to maintain his posture and get to that handle
It
quick.
really is
He's got to
good.
get to that handle. He's got to stay up. That's all he's got to do is stay up. I
Zach's
would
moving
say
quick.
that's a
Zach's
winning
moving
time.
quick.
That is
I
fast.
think he won this event.
That
That
is-
was phenomenal.
Joel
That
Anderson
was-
is still in it.
Joel's
He's
got to
onto the
finish
drag.
now.
He's got to keep going. The
Joel.
longer you're in this, the worse it feels.
Exactly. But he's about to finish strong. Strong legs by Joel Alexander, and he hits the line.
Fantastic.
Great
that was
finish.
wildly impressive from Zachary Price. Like,
Yeah.
I did not know he was quick like that. I did not know he was quick like that. But
Yeah,
that
that
does
was-
wrap up event number 2 for the Pro-Am.
So Zachary Price with a 25.91.
Hey,
He got you. You said it. You said it, buddy.
earlier. If you didn't tune in, we didn't call it this afternoon. So
We
I
did.
think it's, 6 in
so
one
far-
hand, half dozen in the other.
Yeah, so far in first place, Zachary Price. Second place, Dylan Thompson. And looking like in third place, Brett Thompson. Mm-hmm. So our top 3, pretty consistent so far in the show. Dylan did himself some strong favors coming back. I know he didn't get that 406 that he wanted in the log. Then taking second on this event. That's really good stuff from Dylan. Brett Thompson so far maintaining. He got a third place in the first event, second place, or another third place in the second event. So he's doing exactly what he needs to do. And Zachary Price winning event number 1, winning event number 2.
Yeah, so is it that it looks like there is a tie currently in the total. It
Well,
looks
we
like-
have to wait for these numbers to be scored in properly because so far there's a data miscalculation.
But I think that's they did finish. So that will shake up points a little bit. There is
Right.
a data issue right there.
Yep,
okay.
yep.
Yeah, I thought those are the athletes that did not actually finish the
Oh, no,
complete
they did,
run,
yeah.
but no, they did.
Yeah, so once we
okay.
get that information, we'll be able to give you guys a little bit more accurate depiction of what's going on. But so far, we can say this: Brett Thompson and Zachary Price so far are the most consistent in the show.
Yeah,
we can say that.
No, very impressive showing.
And
from
Dylan
both of them.
Thompson, right up there. Right
Yeah.
up there.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
so-
and that was a quick event.
Yeah, that was great.
Fast.
So the event's done. I want to give a quick little shout out to Cerberus Strength, Dungeon Strength, and EPH Hale for sponsoring the show. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us on that and sponsoring this competition. My name is Al Jose,
I'm Zach McCarley.
and we're out of here. See you in 10 minutes.
Easy, clean,
First of all, that episode equipment goes all the way back to my origins, right? Like,
Right.
so when I got to California, Owen was my first mentor in strength. I had found him because I was calling around for competitions to compete in, and I had called him for the LA's strongest. Um, and I told him I want to compete, and I was like 20 years old. And he asked me about my strengths. I told him how strong I am. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're not quite strong enough." I'm like, look, man, I just want to network and find people to train with. And he said, "Oh yeah, why don't you just say so? Just come over to my house and train with me. I'll show up at Owen's house." I didn't know it was Owen Haugen, by the way. Just like he got
Amazing.
an address and went. And then I saw the guy, and I was starstruck because I had been watching him on TV. Like this
Right.
guy
The
in his
Super
mid,
Series.
yeah, and in his mid 50s had placed in the top 10 in the world's strongest man. So he's a legend, especially of longevity. And all of it was his garage. It was a 4-car garage, and you know what it was filled with? That IFSA equipment.
That's amazing.
And the first thing I did when I was there was do a 260-pound farmer's run because there was nothing lighter to warm up with.
Yeah, they're 120 kilos empty, so 260.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I had. We had nothing lighter. And
Yeah.
the yoke, when we put that thing together for the yoke, it's also like 600 something pounds.
Yeah.
That was the starting weight. Like all of this stuff is so extreme. You have to have already a certain base level of brute strength just to warm up with it.
So your
So the-
first go of real proper strongman training, the first day one, you're on the IFSA globes, which is
yeah,
like the hardest farmers to run of all time.
it's brutal. Yeah, and
Yeah.
all I did was pick it
Yeah.
for like 3 sets, and then I finally ran with it. But that was, for my first day, I was so proud. I
Yeah.
didn't think I would be able to do that.
That's awesome.
So that equipment is very special to me. I mean, that is what I used to train to get to California's Strongest Man, and I placed third there, which got me my invite to nationals, which then got me second place, and then finally, it eventually allowed me to compete in this pro show because I was doing so good, and then I won his pro show also with the IFSA equipment, which got me to Giants Live and then eventually Worlds.
Yeah.
So all of that equipment got me to where I am today.
That's amazing. And isn't it brilliant that that equipment, it went from being the highest point of the show. If you were using that equipment, it was because you were at IFSA, the World Championships. You were a bad man. You were
Yeah.
competing for the true world title at the time. And then it goes through another wave of like it's up and comers like yourself when you were like just a young amateur. And then it's at a pro show, another local pro show, where it got you access to now Giants. And now it's here at another local pro show where for the
Yeah.
podium at this pro show, you get to go to North America Strongest, an incredible, incredible next step. So it seems like this equipment has allowed like a nonstop. It's been like a conduit of a passage of like a rites of passage for like the next wave, guys.
Jeez, I have never really put this much thought into it, but like a Strength Unknown episode needs to be done on just the history of
It
the
should.
IFS equipment and the craftsmen that made it and
Yeah.
all the legendary hands that have ran with these weights.
Yeah. It's incredible. That's why Lucas, when me and Lucas realized it was for sale, Lucas made the purchase. He owns them now. But I was like, dude, you have to. This equipment is the reason why a whole generation became strongmen. You wouldn't have been where you are without it. Lucas certainly wouldn't have been. Like it's really birthed an idea that, strength is possible.
Yeah.
It's really been this constant little conduit. That's wonderful. And so if I understand correctly, one of the items we're featuring in the show on the women's side only are the blocks, the pressing
So
blocks.
awesome. Yeah.
And they're using it we call it the IFSA medley, right? You're doing the IFSA
Sick.
yoke into IFSA farmers, into IFSA shield carry with the IFSA shield.
Oh, awesome.
40 feet, 40 feet, 40 feet. And then for the
Yeah.
it's a regular yoke. farmers, and then the IFSA block that they have to run and carry. But they're using the
Awesome.
5 and the 115 kilo block.
Yeah, those blocks are amazing. They're like my favorite part of all
Yeah.
of that equipment.
And if I understand correctly, there's only been, I believe, 5 gentlemen to ever press the 145 kilo block, and you're one of them.
Yeah, I have
But-
indeed pressed it, and I pressed it in competition.
And it wasn't, so what competition had it where you pressed it? Was it Ode's show?
That was old show, and I won that one 4 times, 4 years in a row.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. So if I remember correctly, the only people to press that block are yourself, Jacob Finnerty, Derek Poundstone, Zadrunas, and Lucas Hatton are the only people to press it.
There was one more.
Is there one more? Okay.
Yeah. What's his name? Gosh, I'm blanking right now. I'll come back to you. There
That's
was
okay.
one more guy that pressed it.
You text me about it later if you don't
Yeah.
remember. That's amazing. Okay, good.
I love what you guys are up to, and I'm rooting for the Rainier Classic to be an epic show.
Dude, it's going to be a good time, and I appreciate you taking the time to do this. Can't hear myself. Oh, fancy
There we
meeting
go.
you here. What?
Oh,
Where are we?
hello.
Oh, we're at the Rainier Classic for the annual year. Phenomenal. You know what we have next, sir? Deadlifts. Deadlifts.
The IFSA.
The IFSA deadlifts for the 73 kilo women who are coming up first. They're going to be deadlifting on the IFSA wagon wheels. They're on the IFSA wagon wheels. They're doing 405 pounds, 4 reps. The first athlete that'll be up will be Bailey Packer, women's pro, 160-pound weight class.
So we have 2 different implements out here. One of them, you guys will see them shortly, but one of them is large wagon wheels with a bar. And then the other one in the back are these huge globes. What's the story on those?
Oh, we're doing 385 for reps, so they lowered their weight. Okay, so let's talk about Bailey's performance first. Then I'm going to give you some history with the wagon wheels. But these wagon wheels were featured in IFSA the World Championships, which was the true world title for the open men's class between the years of 2004 and 2007, I believe. And here Bailey is getting the opportunity to pull on these wagon wheels, which multiple world record axles were set on. Here we go. And deadlift for reps on these wagon wheels, famously. Bailey, 2 easy reps at 385.
She's going to be moving.
Yeah, 4 reps now. Bailey came to work. 5 reps. That's 6. Phenomenal pulling by Bailey. Now, Bailey seems to be a T-spine rounding pull approach, which I like quite a bit. Nothing wrong with that at all, so long as your brace stays the same. And then she's hitching the heck out of it, which is awesome. Super cool. We support and love hitching over here.
Absolutely. Strong man for life.
Let's see.
You know, I think we're going to see a lot of that, thoracic extension, that T-spine rounding forward,
Flexion.
but in a
Flexion.
flexion, thoracic flexion, that T-spine rounding forward in a stable way.
Yes.
And making sure that it's braced and strong. And it's something that we mentioned in the morning session, but in the afternoon session with the Pro-Ams, we like to get a little more technical.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you're into that, we're going to be talking about it quite a bit. I did not catch how many repetitions she got, but with 385, that is nothing to scoff at.
Let's see here.
Is it 10? I think it might have been.
Someone notify us. All right.
Whatever. Here we go. Sarah seems to know what number she needs to hit. Just confirming with the judge.
Grant. How many? How many? How many?
How many?
Yeah.
How many did she get? Did Bailey get?
9
reps.
repetitions.
Awesome.
So
So
Sarah
Bailey Packer hit 9 at 385. Now Sarah's got to get 10.
Yep.
She doesn't want to lose.
That is a good number of repetitions. And she's off.
All right. Smooth
There's
first
one.
rep.
That is some good technique. Weightlifting background for Sarah.
She also has a powerlifting background. She also podiumed at Powerlifting Nationals, USAPL.
Wow.
Sarah is a multi-sport national level athlete. Strongman, weightlifting, and powerlifting. And she looks like she's cruising well on her way to get these reps that she needs. So far, the fatigue really hasn't set in. Her legs are taking over the vast majority of the weight. She's positioning herself perfectly to keep it in her quads and glutes at the finish. And this is the 10th rep for the win. And Sarah does it quite easily. That's 10, and she's done. She's done. She should be done.
She's
Well,
gonna
she
get a
wants
little
one
extra.
more. And she better stop right now.
The frustration of a coach.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, if anyone listening to that, don't do more than you have to. Especially when you have a whole other day of competition coming up.
Unless there's some kind of like PR thing, like in the log. We'll say,
Yeah. But great stuff. She's done. She pulled
Very well
11 or 12 reps there at 385.
That's very nice.
Not too bad. So the 73 kilo women's division for the day is done. We've had 3 events for them. We had the max lock, we had the bag drag, and then the IFSA deadlift for reps. Now, Sarah won all 3 of those events, keeping her in first place. Good for her. And Bailey just behind her in second. So phenomenal work by both athletes. Lots of PRs. And
All good?
So next up, we're going to be looking at Tara Simonson on the deadlift. That's going to be the first of the open female class. And we have our placings up on the screen right now. We have Jamie Booker in first place with 10 points overall after 2 events. Second place, we have Casey Croy with 7 points. In third place, Taylor Doxey with 5.5 points. Tara Simonson with 4 points. And then Taylor Gresovich.
That's right,
Gresovich.
Gresovich.
Gresovich with 3.5 points. I really struggle with that.
so we have 485 pounds on the bar.
Okay.
445, pardon me, 445, 202 kilos for reps for our women's pro-am division. So this is huge weight for
That
Tara.
is
This
a
is
good
huge
amount
weight.
of weight. Holy cow.
Here we go. And on these IFSA wheels, which are a bit cumbersome, Tara with a smooth first pull.
That is impressive.
Amazing.
I was unaware that she could deadlift 145
Dude,
like
see,
that.
Tara is just different recently.
She's really
She's-
impressed me this show.
She's
Like,
genuinely
wow.
a pro-level athlete right now. As an amateur, she's genuinely pro-level. I'm genuinely so impressed with her moving, her log.
Absolutely.
A couple things need to work on, but overall, she is outdoing herself. 3 solid reps so far at 445. I genuinely think she could get 4, maybe 5. She just needs to take her time. If she should just go to a knee here and just wait. You
Yep.
have 28 seconds. It's
Wait it out.
plenty of time.
Yeah, give yourself 20 seconds of rest. Chew up most of it.
And that seems to be about it. 3 solid reps at 445. I guarantee you that's a massive PR for Tara, and that's something to be super proud of. That's huge weight, dude. 445 on a stiff bar for 3 reps? Come on.
And it looked like it was mostly a positional challenge towards the end. It wasn't even strength wasn't there. It was
Right.
just there was a certain amount of fatigue.
I completely agree. So now we have Taylor Gresovich coming on up here. Again, 445 pounds on a stiff bar using the IFSA wagon wheels. These wagon wheels are also featured at World's Strongest Man this year for the 18-inch deadlift mix.
Oh,
These
that's
exact
awesome.
wagon wheels, actually. These
Oh, that's
exact
cool.
ones. Yeah.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, we brought them on down.
So we have Taylor Gresovich strapping in, getting ready for this 445 deadlift.
Taylor didn't exactly have the log performance that she wanted on the day, but she performed really well on the bag drag, and now she's here to make up some points on the deadlift. Strong first pull out of Taylor. They're getting up and down commands from their head judge, so the athletes cannot touch and go or bounce. They have to come to a complete and total stop before they engage their next rep. This is rep number 3. Great third
Very
rep.
nice work so far.
Technical, driving through the full foot, keeping her chest up on the pull. I love it. 4th rep accomplished quite well here.
Nice. So that's going to separate a little bit of points.
Yep.
She's taking her time, making sure she can, when she puts the effort in, it counts towards something, you know?
And that's the difference between someone who's on the border of being pro and already a pro. They know not to freak out with the time. Rest here, rest there, don't rush.
Yep. Make sure every effort that you exert is in an effort to advance your score or advance the scoring criteria.
And that was 5 beautiful reps, I believe, if I'm correct. That was phenomenal.
Might have been 6. It was either 5 or 6.
Okay, yeah.
All right, Casey Croy is coming up next. A great showing by Casey so far today. I'm excited to see how her deadlift goes.
Yeah, Casey Croy in the first 2 events genuinely impressed me. Her actual strength, and especially when it came to overhead, was incredible. So I'm curious to see if she has the pulling power to match. And she does. So that was easy.
That was smooth.
Good for Casey. Oh, she's just going
Holy cow.
this.
She's not even grimacing or anything. She's just, she looks bored with the weight in her hands. She's just flying with it. That's a very impressive performance
Yeah,
so far.
Casey so far I think is on rep number 4. Rep number 5, Smoke Show. Super, and 6, I believe. So far we have a strong lead here. Casey knows how to pull. It looks like 7.
Holy cow. Could we see 9 or 10 repetitions on
That's
this?
8. Goodness gracious. Casey Croy came to party because that's 9.
She's got 10 seconds. She is capable of 10.
Oh my
She
goodness.
gotta
Oh
grind
my
it.
goodness. Oh
Hits
my
it.
goodness. So
Oh.
close.
Wow.
Absolutely impressive. Casey Croy with what I believe is 9 reps. Utterly incredible at 445 pounds on a stiff bar on the IFSA wagon wheels.
That was very impressive.
That's bananas. That's bananas. Casey Croy is a static machine. 10 is the number. She
Oh,
got
wow.
10, bro.
Almost 11 then.
That's unbelievable.
Holy cow.
So Taylor Doxey out here, a very tall athlete, a very long athlete as well. Despite the fact she's 6'1", she just has long features as well. Her femurs are quite long, long arms. So hopefully Taylor gets some great reps in here. Great
All right,
first
one
pull.
is good. And she got to wait for that down.
She got it, but she got a
almost
warning.
missed it.
The judge made her hold that one.
Yeah.
And she's holding tension on the way down, too. Quite smart for an athlete that does. Ooh, she needs to be careful.
Yeah.
That was close. Aaron's going to make her wait.
Yep.
She's
Got to
gonna
wait
make
for
her
the
wait.
up.
She gave it to her, but she's making her wait. And she got good. She had to wait longer.
Nice.
Taylor's gaming the system really well, though. The ability to hold that tension is incredibly important for athletes that know when they have a certain amount in the tank. She can take a smart rest here. She has 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, so for those of you that tuned in this morning and are curious exactly what's going on right now, there's a little bit of a difference. This morning we had a more silver dollar-esque AC deadlift that was working up in repetitions to a maximum weight. That would just complete or not set weights. This one is a set weight for maximum number of repetitions in 60 seconds. So the winner of this event, per the class, is going to be lifting this weight the most number of times. I don't believe there's a split time differentiation, but I do believe we're going to see some bonkers numbers, and we're already doing that. I'm very excited to see how Jamie Booker does on this, because I happen to know her deadlift is kind of stupid strong.
It seems that way, and I have no reason to believe that it isn't. So far, she's won every event. She's incredibly powerful. So this is really exciting. This is really exciting.
If I'm not mistaken, I had, and maybe this is just a rumor, but I heard she went into the gym the other day to touch this equipment after a long flight from the East Coast and deadlifted 500 cold.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she's a freak. Yeah.
What?
Jamie don't play, but she does. All right, Jamie Booker out here, ready to go.
Okay. Wow. She got a lot of power, and that's no rep.
No
That
rep
is a
number
no
2.
rep.
She missed the first and the second. That's her first rep now.
So she just got to settle into a rhythm and go. It does appear that she has her hips kind of up and back just a little bit. Her mechanics could improve a tiny bit, but she does have really good features for the deadlift. What would you say?
She does. Her torso's not too long. She has very long femurs, and her arms are incredibly long. These are all good, advantageous things to work on. I would say she does need to work on her ability to push through her quads.
Oh, yeah,
and her
absolutely.
stance is probably a smidgen too wide. Right? And granted, this is Jamie's second meet ever, so we're not,
This is her second meet ever?
in strongman, yeah. Second ever. So she has all the potential in the world. There's just going to be little things to nitpick here and there for her to get to the level that she's truly capable of.
Holy cow.
And avoiding those little mistakes that only come with experience. And she was just saved by the spotters.
So I'm curious if that last
shouldn't
one
count.
will count or not.
It shouldn't, if I'm being honest, because the spotters is what saved her.
If we're being honest, that will be interesting. So Alex going to confirm with Ryan about that. They're going to go chat with the judges. And that will actually wrap up the open female class. Next up, we're going to be rolling over to the 135-pound class. We're rolling the globes out. These are the globes that you saw in the IFSA World Championships. I believe they were loaded up into the 700s for repetitions with those athletes. For today, this is loaded up to 616, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to be seeing Damian Capadoni up first. We're going to be going one athlete at a time. And it's going to be fun to watch because this bar is not a standard bar. It is a little bit thicker, but it's not quite an axle. It is quite stiff, and I'm excited to see what kind of repetitions get put up because this is basically just a slightly narrow axle deadlift from, if I'm not mistaken, a standard height.
Yeah, standard height. And now what's really fascinating about this bar in particular is obviously made for the IFSA World Championships back in the early 2000s. It's actually amazing that it's being featured in a 105 Pro Show because that's honestly, I think it's quite an honor for the 105 to get to the point where they're repping out weights comparable to what some of the greatest ever were in the open division, right? So, and getting to use this equipment is quite fun. It's interesting. It's just a great thing. So that being said, the uniqueness, if you will, with this implement in particular is that it is a completely fixed object. So there's no rotation in this barbell. The barbell is thicker than normal. Honestly, it's closer to an axle than not. And when you're pulling on spheres or globes, in this case, that large, and with a very stiff bar, and there's no rotation, it becomes an extraordinarily difficult lift to perform. Far more lower back intensive due to the apparatus. And the moment you turn too much with the wrist going back or potentially forward, that momentum of those globes are going to take you for a ride, and you might end up stepping. So it makes for a far more challenging pull.
Yeah, it is a different kind of pull. Just like, I don't think it's the same level of difficulty, but it is a little bit same conceptually as like a fixed axle clean and press. It is a very similar movement, but it is a different feel and has a couple nuances that are important to understand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of in between the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right now we should have 616 for the 105 Pro Show. Heavyweight for reps.
I think we are going to see some pretty high numbers here.
I bet we hit double digits.
I would not be surprised. It's very doable for some of these athletes. Do you have any picks out of the front? Before you guys get going, we got any picks?
Melvin.
You got Melvin?
I think Melvin wins.
I would love for Melvin to win this one, but I do think Jacob is just kind of a deadlift monster.
We'll find out. And I also, a special shout out, honorary shout out to Gabe Deal. Great puller.
Yeah. Oh, I have not seen him
Good
deadlift
puller.
recently.
I know he happened to hurt his back a little bit a couple weeks ago, unfortunately, at the end of prep, but he is historically a very good puller. Now, this, however, is interesting because right now, Matthew Montgomery is in second place. This is by far his worst event.
Yeah.
He's hoping to get a single rep, so he's going to lose a lot of points here. And then for the rest of the show, it's play catch up.
Yeah. Well, we will see what happens. Potentially, his peak might have gone well. Maybe he is able to summon that strength out of himself. But we do have Damian Capadoni up first. This is 616. And
he needs to go to his right. He's a little too much to the left. The
Yep.
bar is pulling off center.
And a 0 in this is going to hurt people's scores. It will take you out of contention for the podium.
I completely agree.
With
this lineup, I agree.
0 on this.
It looks like, honestly, I find that fascinating because Capadoni is strong as hell. So that's interesting. I hope that bar is loaded right.
Right? Oh,
I'm sure it is. But it's
Well, the
worth
positive
it.
thing about Strongman is at least it's loaded the same for everyone. Even if it is heavy, then it's heavy for everyone.
Even
if
playing
it's
field.
light, then it's light for everyone.
Even playing field.
Yeah, but I do think that our spotters and loaders and organizers are very on point with these kind of things. So this is weighed down to the single pound increment. It is 616. And these guys, you're going to see some of them deadlifting this quite a bit.
So someone in the comments, Gian, who is the partner of a pro Canadian strongman up in Canada, asked in the comments, what does MOG mean?
MOG is to
destroy.
Yeah.
To win, to conquer. It comes from the term mongoloid idiot.
Oh,
which
they
means,
asked. Sorry.
Yeah, they asked.
Okay. I thought you were asking them
No,
what it means.
no. I know what it means, you goose. Tristan getting one, but just missing his second. Good hitch here.
Gotta hold it.
Gotta hold the tops. Good
That
second rep.
Yeah, that lower thoracic spine is starting to give immediately off the ground, which is really compromising his ability to effectively generate leg drive. And that is going to, it really punishes the mid back. We don't want to see that.
Yeah, he's rounding from a little too low on that spine.
Yep.
But he's gonna hitch the hell out of this. He could do it. If he sits low.
Yep. He's got to sit and correct that lower back position. He's
One more big jump. Oh, he's got it. And good rip.
There's been a bit too much thoracic flexion still. He needs to, when he sits, he needs to straighten that back out with some flexion and then drive the hips forward.
Yeah. I agree. I just don't think his mid back is strong enough to do it, if I'm being honest. But he optimized what he has.
Yeah.
And he got 3 great reps.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. I honestly think 3 reps is going to be very good in this lineup.
Okay. Well, good for him. Excellent.
Right now, we're doing a little bit of an equipment check and testing, making sure things are nice and tight. Nothing's arrayed, nothing's goofy. It looks like everything should be going just fine. A quick little tighten up job on the IFSA globes, as we just recently had to repair a certain aspect of them, but things are just fine.
What happened with it?
Oh, just some stuff on the inside got a little loose, so we fixed it on up. The cap's got a little squirrely, but
Okay.
totally fine. To go over the deadlift results in the open women's class from just before, taking first place in the event was Casey Croy with 10 repetitions. Taking second in the event was Jamie Booker, so Jamie's first non-event win. And then taking third in the event, Taylor Doxey. Fantastic work out of all 3 of those ladies.
So something interesting to mention is that Jamie Booker, who took second by 1 repetition. She did have 2 reps taken away, if I'm not mistaken, in the very beginning of that event. So that goes to show that those little mistakes. they can
Experience
cost you.
matters.
Yeah.
Experience matters.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All the
Spencer. Big boy Spencer.
That's Spencer Heese, if I'm not mistaken.
616 for reps. Let's get it. In our men's 105 kilo division, and that's a good first rep. Here we go. Strong pull. Okay, I think honestly, and one's good enough. We've already seen a gentleman zero. He
That's
got himself
points.
some points.
It's on points,
I do
yeah.
think this deadlift is gonna, beat some of these boys. Now this is it. This is Monty's whole meat.
He has to
Monty
get-
needs one.
He has to get points here. If he doesn't, it is
It's basically game over.
Yeah, first place is out of contention.
He needs one rep. It's all spirit bomb together and trade energy to Monty through the power of Dragon Ball Z in our childhood.
Power
We
of
give it to
blood
Monty.
and anime on his side. All right.
Come on, Monty.
So he's strapping in. Again, Monty is how high did he place in the weightlifting nationals?
He might have won nationals actually
That would not surprise me. He is incredibly
in the 109 class.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, here we go, Monty. This is it. This is your meat, bud.
All right. He's got to come up with it.
Come
Yeah.
on, he's driving. If he gets it past the knees, he's okay. He's got to get it past the knees.
And he's got to allow that upper thoracic spine to flex a little bit. He's in too rigid of a
He's
position.
trying to clean
that's
it.
Really
He's
punishing.
trying to clean it.
And that is a very difficult.
It is
That's a very
going-
difficult result. The only thing that could really help at this point is to see several more athletes zero. But the individual who is currently, a couple of the individuals that are in first and third in Jacob and I believe Melvin.
Yep.
They are both good deadlifters.
Yeah, so
they
this
are
is-
going to get some points. And that means there's a 10. What is it? A very large gap. Like
They're about
8.
to pull away completely. And
There's an 8 and a 7-point gap there if they take first and second, which
Yep.
is a bit too much to overcome unless something really strange happens.
yeah.
But
So Monty basically needs to destroy the rest of this meat team to get
Yeah.
on podium.
and at this point, all you can do is refuel,
Yep.
get your mind right, rest well, rehydrate, get electrolytes.
All right, here we go. Melvin Miwamba from Zambia, now a resident of Washington State. This man's about to put in some work. Melvin loves him some deadlift reps.
He's getting all set. I expect to see between 4 and 8 reps here.
I agree. Strong pull.
That's
All right,
gorgeous.
rep number 3. Getting the down command. Aaron being very strict. Rep number 4. Smooth 5.
Very nice. 6. You can see the fatigue starting to accumulate. His hips are kind of coming up and back.
Just
out
past
of the,
the
bottom.
knees. That was 6. We're at 7. Perfect lockout, though.
Yeah.
He might be done.
It is starting to accumulate. If I were in his ear, I would say wait till 10 seconds left and try to get 2.
Melvin's doing a great job. He's composing himself.
That was
Hopefully,
fantastic. That is
Yeah.
fantastic composure. Taking
Yeah.
the time, standing up, getting right.
he needs this one here to create divide. This
Yep.
is number 8. And he gets it. That's perfect. He hits him with the dance. He does a great job. 8 reps. What an incredible performance.
That's very good work. I believe celebrating with his coach right there.
Yep. Great
Lucas
work.
Hatton.
Melvin. Great work,
So
Melvin.
he's your grand
He's my grand athlete. That's right. He's my grand athlete. So Lucas is going to go over there and fix the bar. They're going to move some things around. So interesting. So Melvin just got zeroed.
For what?
He dropped the last bar.
Ugh.
So Melvin is. So, according to the rules, they warned him all. If you drop from any height, it is a 0. So Melvin, his show is done basically.
No, really?
Yep, that was the rule, and he dropped. I believe I'll confirm it's a 0, But they warned everyone, if you drop, it's a 0.
Well, I mean, Melvin is a friend of mine, but the rules are the rules,
Yeah.
and they're the same for everyone.
So we'll
and
find
if that
out.
is what the judges.
It's
that's what
either
the judges
7
say,
reps
then
now.
That's what they say.
He either has
That's what
7
it is.
reps now or a 0. That's just
Yeah.
what it'll be.
I didn't see his hands come up. I didn't see him drop it. Did it?
Yeah, on the last one.
Okay.
It was about halfway down. He got excited because he wanted to do a dance.
wow,
Gabe Deal,
okay.
rep number 2.
Okay, well, there we are.
So Gabe Deal, someone who told me he hurt himself a couple of weeks ago, he's rep number 4. He's looking fantastic.
You couldn't tell.
You couldn't tell at all.
I mean, dang, there's 5. Very good work here. 6.
Jacob, phenomenal puller. Looks like he's doing okay here. He's pacing well.
So this is Gabe.
Pardon
Deal.
me, Gabe Deal. Pardon me. Gabe, not Jacob. Gabe.
There's so many strong boys. It's easy to mix them up. All right.
He's doing
Composing himself, getting himself
If he
right.
gets past that
has
knees,
some
he's got
grit.
it.
He's
Wow.
got some good grit.
Gabe really knows how to grind. He knows what's
Yeah.
up. He knows what he can do. There's a reason why he's the only pro here. He is a pro, and it shows, all
Yeah.
those little things.
No, very well done. Very, very well done. And Tyler, I had forgotten about, I had forgotten that Tyler is a pretty decent deadlifter, and it'll be interesting to see how this goes.
Oh, so you just took a rep away. Okay.
So we got confirmation that they didn't 0 Melvin, but they took his 8th rep away.
So, yeah, no disqualification.
He got real lucky.
It wasn't an egregious drop, but I
It was
did not
enough.
see. Yeah, I thought I saw him come back down with it, but you gotta respect the rules.
Jacob,
Here we go.
Tyler Buxton up
Yep.
next. He's a little off center.
From this angle, it did look like Jacob for a
It
second.
did look like Jacob, but Tyler Buxton, great puller, great strong man, strong 3rd rep here. Where's that 2nd?
I believe that's 2 reps. There's
Okay, so this
3
is
reps.
3, yep.
This makes me want to lift.
Yeah.
I like this.
I do know this. If they drop from the top with
It
these,
is.
it is a complete 0.
Yeah,
but
that's why I
I
was a
think
bit
they took a
confused.
rep away. He dropped it below the knee. He got
yeah.
excited. So Melvin, honestly, Melvin's lucky. He got his 7 reps.
Well, you got to maintain that composure the whole way through.
Yes.
Don't let it split like
Yeah.
like we talked about in this morning session.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was this afternoon session. 3 minutes 30
Right.
or 3 minutes 15.
That's
That's,
it. That's all it
all
is.
you got to lock in for. But not 320, not 320, or sorry, not 314,
Right.
not 314 and a half, 315. All 3 minutes and 15 seconds. You got to whistle the whistle.
All right, getting a little blood off the bar here. Dr. John's going over there, sanitize things, make sure everything is nice and kosher. Can't have blood on the floor or pee, whatever you're into.
Yeah. Both of which happen.
Yeah, all the time, honestly.
Is what it
Pretty
is.
pretty normal for strength sports.
Another brings another meaning to leave it on the platform.
Yeah. Now we got something really cool happening over here. We have Franklin Easton, who's in the heavyweight men. He's out here already, just looking at the bar, and I think that's really smart. What he's doing is he's sizing up how the bar moves to anticipate his own body's interaction with it by watching the class before him go. So I think he's doing some gamesmanship here. He's trying to learn as much data as he can, and ultimately try to aid his own game in competition. It's quite clever.
No, I completely agree.
Okay, looks like Aaron Murray was just giving Jacob there an extra warning. Do not drop this bar from any height. So Jacob Ferry up here, incredible puller. You were saying 8 or more potentially for him. Is that what you were saying? I wouldn't be surprised. I think he'll get
he will
at least
do
8.
what he needs to do, and considering he is the last athlete up,
He
I
knows
think
he
will
needs
do
7.
8.
He knows he needs elite 8 to win the event, right? And that's ultimately what I'm sure he wants. Another local
I think
boy.
he's capable of between 8 and 12 in a minute,
Here we go. Let's find out.
but I think he's going to do 8 and shut it down.
Smooth first rep, even smoother second rep. Jacob with incredibly consistent technique, rounded upper back, incredible core, strong quads off the ground, and great engagement of the hips once the bar passes the knees.
Yeah. He's going to hit 8 and shut it down. And I might rephrase my 12 upward.
Yeah, it might
It's
be.
just a pacing thing
That's
for him.
7 right there.
He could hit a lot of repetitions here.
So there we go. Last rep right here will win him the event. And that is another event win for Jacob Ferry.
Yep.
Great job for
Yeah,
Jacob
8
Ferry.
and shut it
Phenomenal.
down.
Phenomenal
That-
work.
That was very impressive work, and it is
Yeah.
it is a veteran move.
It is. And you know what?
It's-
We
There's
might be
no
lo-
point to just keeping going at that
We
point.
might be looking at a new pro right now. We'll
I
see. It's a
think
little
we
early to
are.
call. We still got 3 more events, but we might be looking at a new American pro.
He's sitting very pretty. That is it for the 105 kilo men.
We are
today.
done with the 105s, going on to the Girthquakes. That is the open men. We're going to have a good time watching these pre-diabetic athletes having a phenomenal time out here on this field.
Oh man, they would squash you if they knew what you were
And
saying.
I would still be correct. So here I stand, alone on my hill, a mountain of correctness. But that being said,
It's all in good fun.
it is.
We like
fatties,
to-
you stupid
yeah.
big fatties. Anyway,
We like to tease each other.
we have about 320 kilos coming up onto the bar, which is 705, which is the exact weight, by the way, they used at IFSA World Championships when they did it for reps as well. The winning reps at that year was what's up.
Oh no, that's exactly what I was going to ask
Yeah.
you. I was like, you're already.
I got you, buddy. The winning reps then was 11 reps at 7.
Was it Misha?
It wasn't. Misha came second with 10. It was Zadrunas.
Okay.
It was Big Z. So Misha took second with 10. I believe he tied for second. It was him and Mark Felix, I believe, both got 10. And then Zunas did a Z move and came out. Yeah,
Those three-
710. So just a hair over. Actually going 322 kilos. So 710, just a hair over. But still, it's comparable. It's basically the same thing. So Zadrunas came out and mogged.
What does Mog mean?
So it stems from the term mongoloid idiot, and it's a reference from the other term when someone says expletive that isn't socially appropriate, strong, expletive, strong. I think you piece 2 and 2 together. So when someone says mog, it means to destroy and do well.
Okay.
Yeah. That said, we do have some Canadian pros talking quite a bit of shit to each other in the chat right now about North America's Strongest Man. So right now we have a couple of Canadian pros scouting out the American talent. Maybe they're nervous, maybe they're interested, maybe a little bit of both. We'll see. Shout
Honestly-
out to Larson Hare, James Jeffers, and Tyler Sigerson. I coach literally all of those goofballs.
I'm gonna say that is just good homework, though.
It is
Honestly,
good homework.
Like that
It is.
that's good homework, especially if you can maintain a strong enough mind to not let that play any games with you.
Right.
Information can be power, and if you can keep your mind right.
You want to give us the
More power to
current
you.
scores right now, brother?
Yeah. So in first place we have a tie between Brett Thompson and CJ Allen with 22 points. Then trailing behind in third place is Joel Anderson with 19 points. Joel Anderson, thank you.
Alexander.
And then in fourth, Alexander. Sorry, I'm just looking at these numbers and it's freaking my brain out. I'm going to try it again. Here we go. Tied for fourth place is Cody Lindsay and Josh Hatfield with 16.5. And then Zach, Christopher, Nathan, Kevin, and Franklin.
Excellent work, boys. I'm really looking forward to this.
All right, Franklin Easton coming over to your gym. He's going to deadlift your plates. No?
Okay,
Nothing?
here we go. Sorry, I was reading.
You're like,
oh,
leave me
Franklin
alone.
got so close.
Oh.
Oh, okay. He just needs to regroup. He needs to regroup. He can do this.
That is just
It's
a
tough.
bit too heavy for him.
It's also
Just flat out, it
It's
is
just
just a bit too
plain
heavy.
heavy. It's just
Yeah.
plain heavy. This is a world class weight for reps. And for Franklin, obviously, he was just a little bit beyond his ability today. Maybe on a day where it was the first event, maybe he could have got some reps, but
Yeah, and to zero in this field,
it's
you know,
difficult.
to zero in the field for the 105s with there being, I believe it was 8 or 9 athletes, that is a big ouchie.
Yeah.
Almost definitely not surmountable if it's a tight race. To
This-
do it in a field of 14 is even more challenging because, again, first place gets the number of points that there are competitors in the field. And so if you zero on this, you basically lost out from the first place point individual by 14 points.
Right, and that's
And
huge.
Yeah, that is almost impossible to overcome.
Up next, we got Michael Strozas. He's the only gentleman in the field to have ever competed on this exact equipment before. He competed at the LA Fit Expo and for a number of years, touching all of this equipment when it was owned by Ode Haugen. So he's the most experienced on these exact tools.
Oh, that is awesome.
He's also top 10 in the world within the Masters division, 40 plus.
Hey!
Great athlete. Great athlete.
Heck yeah. Okay, here we go. 710 on the bar. He nods. He's getting ready. And we're off.
Great first pull by Michael.
Very nice.
Keeping the tension. Just catching the judge with the up command. Smart move. That's an experienced move right there by Michael. Getting a nice rebreath embrace. Here we go. He's taking his time. He knows. Probably knows exactly the amount of reps that he wants and can physically get. So Mike's taking his time. This is pro moves right here. This is experience right here. He's also competed at America's Strongest Man a couple of years ago. Michael is a good old school pro. Taking his time, finding that composure. Here we go, Mike. Keeping his chest up, gets his knees through. Pro move from
Wow.
Michael.
No, he paced that perfectly. That's very impressive.
Something tells me 3 was a big PR, and that's exactly what he wanted, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what he got.
That's
Way to go,
exactly-
Michael Strozas.
That's exactly what he needed. I mean, and he needed all of that time to rest to get that performance out of his body.
His pacing
Very
was
wise pacing.
awesome. And you know what? Shout out to him and his
Spectacular.
coaching. I know he's coached by the MST systems over in the UK. So shout out to Michael and shout out to MST. Shane's my boy. I love that
I was
guy.
going to say, yeah, Shane. Very impressive.
All right, just adjusting the apparatus and giving a little bit of a clean off on the floor. Maybe some spit or blood there. It's all good.
A little bit of both. Why not? You know.
The next athlete up should be Bob Moyer. Shout out to all the athletes and their families for coming here to watch them, and whether it be on the stream or on the audience here today, the support that all these athletes are getting in this crowd that is nearly full is honestly phenomenal to see. I love this that the show is growing to this rate and size. And more importantly, thank you to the sponsors that are making it possible. And Jack Squatch, Maverick Sports Rehab, Cerber Strength, Dungeon Strength, EPH Hail Bales, Puget Sound Pizza, and Mountain and Keating Cooling Systems. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, Bob is off and deadlifting. He's a pretty strong deadlifter, so I'd expect to see a couple repetitions.
Great pull out of Bob.
If I'm not mistaken, he is over an 800-pound deadlifter.
That's monster. Yeah. Bob, another Pacific Northwest athlete, been competing for a long time.
I believe he's in the Vancouver, Washington area, very near to Portland.
3 reps so far at 710. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, pacing himself, making sure he stays
Bob.
in it.
Get your knees under. Get your knees under, Bob.
Yeah, he does a good job not letting his hips get up and back once he initiates the pull.
Yep. 4 total reps so far. This next rep's going to probably be the spicy one. I think he can do it, but he's got to take his time and wait.
Yeah. He's got to be able to grind this repetition out. He's got to want to stay with it.
Ultimately, he can't let his knees fall too far backwards during the pull. He's got to keep the knees at least at it.
And there was a little bit too much wobble right there from what I saw. What would you say?
Yeah, and the moment the knees travel backwards beyond what would be a 90-degree angle, ultimately you are then foregoing the power of the quads and completely eliciting the hamstrings to create driving, which is not what they do biomechanically speaking.
Yeah.
That's not what they do. Right?
That's ideal.
Not ideal, but great reps for Bob Moyer. 4 reps at 7 to 10 is fantastic. It's really great.
Yeah. No, that is probably, if you go to just about any gym, you see someone do that for 1 repetition on a deadlift bar, that's probably the most you've ever seen done, or many people there have ever seen done. And he just did that for, 4 repetitions?
Yep, 4 reps.
Yeah. So.
Okay, we have Calvin Vaughn up next. Getting ready for the 710-pound pull for reps.
All right, judges are ready. Calvin ready. Set. Lift.
All right, here we go for Calvin Vaughn. Swift off the ground. Very swift repetition.
Really good. Calvin Calvin Vaughn smoking
Rep
that.
2 is good. He's doing a good job listening to the commands from head judge Aaron Murray, who's just off screen to the left of the screen.
There's 3 good reps there.
And so these athletes have to wait for a down call, but they also have to wait for an up call.
That's right.
So there's no bouncing, and there's also no lock, and then immediately going into the next repetition, you have to display control.
And just to clarify as well, on the previous points that was shown on the screen, those were incorrect. Zach Price is winning the show currently. Brett Thompson is tied for 3rd. Dylan Thompson's in 2nd. Just for a heads up, the points before were incorrect.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay. And that looks like 4 repetitions for Calvin Vaughn. Very well done, Calvin
Yeah, it
Vaughn.
seems like 4 to 5 is the barrier. You know, it's a strong barrier right now.
Yeah, next up we're going to see Zach Stroughton. He's approaching the bar with no straps and no belt.
Interesting. I wonder what's going on. Is he opting to not do it?
Saying no.
Okay, he's opting to not pull today.
Yeah, so if I recall correctly, he was the athlete that was getting checked out by,
I think
by
he was,
Dr.
I
John
think he was
back
grabbing
then.
his hamstring after the previous event. So maybe he's just choosing not to exaggerate something that was potentially hurting him. So we have Joel Alexander up next.
Yeah, hopefully that's not a really tough injury. We saw him walk out there and then walk back. It didn't look like he had a limp, but potentially just keeping himself safe and healthy.
That said, Joel Alexander is a very good puller, so I'm excited for this.
Does he come from a powerlifting background?
Not that I'm aware of. I believe he
Okay.
just started Strongman just a couple of years ago, just as a guy that works in tech.
Holy cow.
And he's gorilla strong.
Dude, like wildly strong.
Yeah. Great first 2 pulls here.
2 deadlifts.
He's learning feet placement right now, interacting with that bar. He's putting it all together. His drive is fantastic. Looks like it's just a little difficult for the glutes to come through at the end there to finish, but his power off the floor is fantastic. This is number 4, right, Zach?
Yes, this is attempt number 4 right here. There you go. Looks good for 4 repetitions. He might be able to squeak out 1 more.
5 would really benefit him. 5
Yeah.
would really, really benefit him.
Separate the field considerably. He would hop out of what I think is currently a 3-way tie.
Yeah.
And it is glued to the ground.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah,
And he
look-
waited. He did the right thing here.
Mhm.
Hopefully that is not an issue. We saw him
Yeah.
reaching for his lat.
He's
just a little
probably
bit.
maybe just a little pec cramp or something. Tends to happen on heavier deadlifts. Joel
Yeah.
smoked that. Dude is just ridiculous.
Yeah. I can't imagine why his pecs would be tired, you know,
Yeah.
after
He's just,
like
he's also
just
one
a
of those
little bit
guys-
of pressing
He's
earlier.
just so wide and so powerful. Like he's just. There aren't doors made for men like that.
He's got to turn sideways.
It's just. It is.
He's thick.
All right. So up next, I do believe we're going to end up having Nathan Heddick. If,
Correct. Yep. That is what my sheet says. We got Nathan Heddick at the back of the screen right
Yeah.
there, right in the center, with his coach Richard Brocker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And this bar is quite unforgiving. Incredibly stiff.
I believe this is within his ability.
Yeah, I hope so. It might be one of those things that maybe it's like a 1RM or something like that. But anything for points at this point, because some folks have zeroed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I do seem to recall that he is a pretty strong deadlifter. And so we might be seeing a couple repetitions here.
I would love that. All right, come on, buddy. Come on, Heddick. He's an incredibly tall athlete. I'm sure he would love a throwing event. But,
That hype up was very Evan Singleton of him.
yeah, it was
like
poignant. It was poignant. Here we go. Nathan Heddick getting ready for attempt number 1. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Finishing
Very
strong and
nice.
hips through. He might have another. Oh, Heddick. Ooh.
Oh,
Way to
wow.
adjust midway.
Holy cow.
That was incredible.
When you
he
make
should
a
just
switch
wait.
up like that, that was
incredible.
That was really impressive how he adjusted like that.
Mid-pull changed where his body was producing force. That's such physical intelligence. You know what I mean? That's it's physical genius. It really is.
Yeah, he's got to rest for the rest of the minute. Just
I think
rest
I think he's cooked.
Swing at it. Yeah.
But 2 solid reps. Fantastic work from Nathan Heddick. That was awesome.
Based effort. Based.
Would you say based?
Based.
Super based.
Very based effort. No cap.
Oh, bro. Awesome work, boys. All right, looks like the globes are good, getting them nice and stiff. So we have Christopher Olive here going up for his attempts. All right, Chris Olive. Phenomenal in the moving event previously. Even with a drop, he still finished with a pretty good solid placing. I would say static lifts are where he is weakest in terms of his competitors and peers. But ultimately, Chris came out here to put on a show, so we're really hoping for some reps. And if you want to watch some really good TikTok, check out Topher Lifts on TikTok. Our boy Chris here has some great content, and he's about to finish his first rep. Great lockout and finish. I'd imagine that might be a PR for him. And he's calling it. Great job, Christopher Olive.
Yeah, if that is a PR and that was the pull that you just did,
Yeah.
that's
Phenomenal.
points. Shut it down.
Big points.
Shut it down.
So this is where Josh Hatfield needs to create space. He
yeah.
needs these points.
And he is a pretty darn good deadlifter, if memory serves correctly.
Historically speaking, the stiffer the bar, the better Josh does. So this is right up his alley. Really looking forward to his performance here. Josh Hatfield's been competing in the American scene for a long time now, long-time pro. Here we go. Great first pull by Josh. I'm sure he's gunning for about 5. He snaps off the ground, interestingly enough. He's a bit of a hard style puller. It's working for him, though. Rep number 3, moving good. 5 would be huge. 5 seems to be such a huge barrier for these guys. That's number 4. He needs one more.
He's got more in him. And that is very smart.
Yep, he's taking his time, going to a knee. You don't need to stand there. But here we go. He needs this rep. Oh, and it flies off the floor. Can he lock out? Fantastic pulling by Josh Hatfield. He knew exactly what he needed. He might be done. I think he is. I think he's breathing heavy. Oh, he needs to go now. He needs to go now. If he went for a mixed grip, too, like a lunatic. He went to just grab the bar.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
But 5 was the barrier he needed, and 5 is what he got.
Very well done.
Now for Brett's in the exact same position. Brett ideally is going to want 5. He doesn't want to be caught up in that 3 to 4, traffic jam that's there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So here we go. Brett Thompson, so far, top 3 in the show. Doing really good. His peak went well, seemingly at least. See how he does in the deadlift. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Brett Thompson, top 3 in the show so far. Oh,
and that is a quick first rep.
Here we go, Brett. That's 2.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see
I'll be honest,
a new leader.
He's making me look like a way better coach than I actually am. So thank you, Brett. That's number 4.
So those first 2 repetitions were gorgeous, and then what I saw was a little technical breakdown.
5, very good.
What would you say?
Yeah, he's losing his mid-back. That's clearly where he's weak, but his legs are moving strong, which frankly, I thought it'd be the exact opposite as his coach. But this, yeah, he's done. 5 great reps in 30 seconds.
5 is an important number.
It was the
hit.
number.
Yeah,
it was the number that he needed.
Gets you to skip over several individuals.
Yeah, so good for Cody. Good for Brett Thompson here. We have Cody Lindsay coming up next.
And if memory serves correctly, Cody. Oh no! It was last year. Mm-hmm. Cody has a tremendous squat.
Yeah, I think he squatted 785.
A silly squat, which would make me think that his deadlift is probably good. It doesn't look like he has particularly short femurs.
No, it looks good.
So it will be very interesting to see this.
He trains with a good deadlifting team. I know Adam Dirks is his coach. He's a great deadlifter himself. He trains with Evan Singleton, another great deadlifter. So I'd imagine that Cody is good for the pull. Okay, that was a very good first pull.
Yep. Just got to make sure he waits for that.
He does have to wait. He has to watch his judge. There he goes.
That's a good call. Yep.
3 right there.
Very
Beautiful
nice.
pulls.
Yeah, that first up was a little like it was dangerous.
It was. That's number 4.
Yeah,
Great
but now
pull.
he's in the groove.
I think he'll get at least 2 to 3 more. Or at least I think he's capable of it. That's 5
Yeah.
right here.
I'm impressed with that bar speed. I thought that one was going to be a little slower.
Off the floor especially, very powerful. So he's at 5. He's at the traffic jam. And he surpasses. This is huge points for Cody Lindsay.
Yep.
needed
That
that.
is a big repetition.
Oh, yeah. Taking a knee.
Yep. Taking time. Clearing the head. Might have started getting a little lightheaded right there.
Yeah. Can he get it? Power off the floor. Can
Wow.
he pass the knees and lock
Man,
out?
he's got good power off the ground.
Wow. 7 reps. Absolutely incredible.
Very well done.
Big man Cody Lindsay showing up, getting the points back that he wanted from that initial event.
That is very well done from Cody. Very impressive work right there. Next up, we're looking at a CJ Allen.
Oh, yeah.
The back of the screen. Taking a little sniff on that ammonia.
Oh, yeah. CJ, I'd imagine CJ would be a good puller. I'm hoping the best for him.
That is my favorite ammonia he was sniffing.
Oh, yeah. What brand is that you like?
That is Zone smelling
Ooh,
salts. Is that
Zone.
brown one?
Okay.
Or no. Sorry, the brown one's really good. Maybe it's the white one that's my favorite. I can't remember.
All right, here we go. CJ
Maybe too much
Allen.
ammonia.
Too much ammonia. Too much ammonia. Unnecessary.
Yeah. All right. So,
How's
Here
this
he
first pull
goes.
going to look? Okay, not bad.
yep. Quite a lot of control on that way down.
Yeah.
What would you say to that? Do you think that's going to burn him up more than it's going to help him? Or
He might not be an athlete that is good for many reps, so maybe he needs to save energy everywhere he can. So potentially eccentric loading might just not be in the cards for him. Because right now we're already at rep 3, and he's dogfighting. He's doing great, but it's a dogfight.
Yep. He's doing great listening to these commands.
He's at 4. He just did 4. So this 5th
Was
rep is
that-
hyper important.
Was that 4
Apparently it was 4,
I thought
yeah.
I counted 3, but
Yeah, I did too, but I'm wrong. So
yeah,
this is for number
it's all good.
5.
It could be.
Okay, not today.
The judges will have the official number.
Yeah, we have the score right there on the screen too. We got 4.
Yeah, I know. I saw, but I feel like both of us counted 3.
We did, right?
Yeah,
We did.
no,
Okay, we'll find out later.
Yeah.
So Dylan Thompson's back out next.
We're
This is-
delusional.
This is super important for Dylan. He's really going to want to make sure that he's in at least 5 or more. You know, he really needs that. All right, Dylan Thompson getting nice and set on the 710-pound Globe IFSA barbell.
Here we go.
Judges ready. Dylan is ready. Set. Lift. Come on, Dylan.
Very nice.
Good first rep.
Great lockout position as well. Just very vertical.
Yeah, stays over the bar.
And I really like that he's keeping his chin down.
I'm worried that he might have his chest fall forward too much. I think he needs to get the chest back a little.
I agree. I would say his weight might be a little forward on the foot from what I'm seeing.
Well, that's 5. Dylan needed this.
Yeah, but he
That was at
just
5.
looks very stable.
This is super good. Dylan absolutely needed this.
He's got to go. Got to
He's
keep
got
going.
to finish this.
Keep
He's got to
going.
finish this.
Take everything but 10 seconds. Take everything.
That was beautiful. Beautiful.
Very well done.
It's exactly what he
Excellent.
needed.
Going back.
There you go. You
Going
better watch
back
his
and
mouth
giving
before I tell people what I really think of him.
Yeah. Going back and giving his wife a kiss.
Yeah.
The final competitor today.
That's fantastic.
You want to get Dylan to do well, talk shit against him. Yeah.
Stop
Very
being
well done.
insecure. Be better.
Dylan Thompson's really insecure is my message to him. You want to get him to do well, talk shit, I'll cry about it for days.
Very well done. Very well
We'll
done
see.
by Dylan. All right, next up, we have our last athlete of the day. That is Zachary Price.
Mm-hmm. Now, Zach, historically speaking at least, is not known to be the best deadlifter. Phenomenal squatting, phenomenal pressing, and moving events. But I wouldn't think he would describe deadlift as his favorite event. So for him, I think of all the events this weekend, this is probably the damage control event. Right? So this is the event that he wants to preserve as many points as possible. I do see a wrap on his left hamstring.
I saw that at the
It's
very
making
beginning
me a little
of the day.
nervous.
Yeah. I saw that in the log, and I was a little concerned. Really a lot of leg drive, and
great
that
pull. Phenomenal
is
pull.
Really, yeah. No, that's fantastic.
That's 2.
And I would say that is.
He's
he looks
looking
comfortable.
good. He's looking
Looks-
good, yeah. 3 reps
very
right there.
comfortable.
If he gets 5, he's really doing himself a massive favor.
Oh, yeah.
The remainder of the show.
There's 4.
Okay. This would give him huge points.
Oh, yeah.
Give
Right
him
now, I
huge
believe
points.
he's in a 4-way tie, if I'm not mistaken. If he holds here, it would be a 5-way tie with him if he doesn't get this repetition.
Okay. You know
That
what?
is a
Playing it
5-way
smart.
tie.
Playing it smart.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not what he wanted.
He's not walking away yet,
but
though.
you're right. He's still in
Yeah.
the groove here.
I would be really interested to hear about that wrap on the left leg. Yeah, time is up. He's in a 5-way tie with 4 repetitions in this
Seems
field.
that way. It seems that way.
However, going into this, it looked like he had a healthy 3-point. No?
He did have a healthy 3-point lead. He did. So it looks like Dylan took second with 6 reps.
No, he's tied. He was actually tied with Dylan Thompson
Oh, he was. Okay.
prior to that event, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, that's oopsies. That's the current standing. So yeah, it looks like all the reps are in currently, and we
Yes.
have our standings, but those might be coming up on the screen. We're gonna find out here in a
So
second.
right now, it seems as though in first place we have Josh Hatfield bringing it back. Oh no, we have Cody Lindsay. Oh no, I'm sorry. Pardon me, guys. Give me a second here. So,
This column,
this column here.
this-
This is the points, not here. This
same.
same. Okay,
Yeah.
so it looks like in first place for Zachary Price, he's tied for first place with Dylan Thompson.
Yep.
Both on 36 points. In second place, or I guess in this place, third place, I would say it looks like it is Brett Thompson with 33.5. And then in fourth place, just behind Brett, it looks like we have Cody Lindsay with 30.5.
By only half a point
Yeah.
in going into the placing behind him. So it's still quite a fight.
It's any man's game. You have Dylan and Zachary, though, running away with a 2.5-point lead over third.
Yeah.
So, but it's still catchable, but these two look comfortable. Look comfortable. So great performance today by Dylan Thompson, Zachary Price, and Brett Thompson. A lot of Thompsons here.
Thompson power.
That said, guys,
and Thompson.
it is Thompson. That is the end of our competition today. That is day 1 of the pro show. Tomorrow we have another full day of competing for novices, amateurs, and pros. Be sure to check on in. Before we give you a little rundown, we say a special thank you to Mountain Heating and Cooling, Puget Sound Pizza, Jack Squatch Supplements, Maverick Sports and Rehab, Cerberus Strength and Dungeon Strength, and EPH Hail Bells. So thank you so much to the athletes and helpers today with doing the rest of the show. My name is Alec,
I'm Zach McCarley.
and thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.